It is cold. It is cold. And I forgot the rest of the lyrics. But it doesn't matter, cause it's cold.
It is cold, or so you were told. Now behold, Tifa, who is so bold to tell you that it is indeed cold. There you go. That was my... That was my impromptu poetry slam, everybody. Skinner, if for some reason you can still hear this, first of all, thank you for the lurk. Thank you for being first. Thank you for being second. Thank you for being third and spiting yourself. Welcome in, Psycho. Skinner stealing all the redeems.
I know it.
And our hearts. Hello, Psycho. Hello, Mommy. Hello, Gaming Check. Welcome, everybody. How are you all doing? Happy Sunday.
How is this all not Wednesday coming along for everyone?
It is indeed not Wednesday. It is Sunday the 19th, and a great tragedy has happened today.
Yeah, and I gotta say before Jack starts about talking about the tragedy, this time it is time for everyone to praise Jack. Like throw in some ohs and ahs and applause.
What?
Because it's probably connected to your tragedy, so you can go first.
I was made to clean up today. I mopped all the floors.
Oh. See where it comes in?
Yes. We both had the same idea, just completely different ways of getting there, and they were opposing each other. There was no way to connect them.
You've done really well. The house smells fresh. It's slightly cleaned up. Well, we cleaned up a lot today. We've been very productive. Yeah.
Right, Tifa saying that sounded like Be Our Guest, because I think it was based on the same idea.
That was the intro.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Thank you very much. The only tragedy is that it's Monday tomorrow. I wouldn't mind a longer weekend. I wouldn't like a longer weekend. Yeah, I just need Mondays in my life. No, I would not mind a longer weekend too.
Hope you both are well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Benjima.
It's been a successful day.
So,
hope you're well too.
Context why Benjima has come up with a new nickname for me. Yesterday, I spent some time in their community stream, and they were talking about Big Sai. Yeah, you made me do that. They were talking about a bunch of people that I have no idea who they are, because I just don't know. And then they rattled down a number of names of, I guess, bigger streamers, and among them Asmongold. And I regaled them with the story of how once upon a time I did a solo stream. Somebody came in and was like, you look like him, but healthier or younger. One of the two, I forgot.
Yeah, I googled him again, and he doesn't look that unhealthy. Or is that just me?
I don't know.
But I do remember the comment.
And I was highly befuddled, because I don't know who it is, because I also don't care. So I googled this person. And I do not wish to be named in the same sentence. I do not want to be named with them if I can, because I do not like the things this person does. So you get one Benjima. One. And if I find the right button, I'm going to delete this, because I do not want that trash on my screen. Thank you. The tragedy is that it's 19:10 already, but the stream is only live for 8 minutes and 40 seconds.
Were we late?
How is that possible?
No, wait. Exit. No, we are live for 10 minutes and 18 seconds. We are Jack especially was exactly on time.
Yeah, OBS has us live for 10 and a half minutes exactly now. Yeah. I blame Twitch. Yes.
With me, Twitch says the right time.
And I can tell you that we went live exactly at 7 or a few seconds past when it struck 7, because I was in the bathroom doing my nails, clipping them. And I realized it was about time to start the stream, so I had my phone open with a time, like a clock kind of app, the time app, I think it's just called, for normal people. And I had that open, quickly clipping my nails, realized I still need to file them, but then it was 7, so you are proof of that. Tifa was making tea. I ran from the bathroom here, started the stream, and went back, and then fell down my nails. Never late, except when we actually are, and then I make a big deal about it because I hate being late.
If we're like 2 minutes late, Jack's like, tell everyone on Discord we're late.
Yes.
I'm like, we're only a minute late, it's
I don't
okay. We're gonna be there. Just like, no, tell everyone, or I'll do it myself.
Yeah, I'm German. Yeah,
there is no being late.
I am cliche German when it comes to this. I do not want to be late. I was raised to believe that on time is late. And I've been like this for most of my life until I got to a point where I realized that being very early can also be very annoying for other people. Like if somebody hosts you, if somebody's throwing a party and they tell you it starts at 7 and then you show up at 6:30 and they're like, I'm busy. Like, I'm not done yet. Nothing is done yet. You're stressing me the fuck out. I actually had that happen to me, and then I realized, like, yeah, no, sorry, that was not nice of me, I guess. I should have been there at 7. So being punctual is important for me.
Well, but if you meet someone, I prefer to be there like 10 minutes early.
Yeah, but then I'd rather just walk another round around the block before I like ring the door. Does it make sense? I don't want to impose. Because I know...
Depends on where you're meeting.
Yeah, of course. If it's like, I don't know, let's go to a cafe or something, then sure, I can just go in already or something like this. But I know this specifically after we moved out, because like my dad is like, hey, let's have dinner or like breakfast Saturday morning. We're like, yeah, sure, let's meet. You pick us up at 10, and when he's here at 9:30 and I'm naked in the bathroom about to get into the shower, it's like, yeah, entertain him for half an hour, please. I'll try to hurry up.
I keep telling you, if we meet at 10, I'll already tell you at 9 that you have 10 minutes.
We get up at 6.
And you never manage.
We get up at 6, discuss the game plan until 7, something like this.
The joke is indeed that it's only a few seconds difference.
It still hurts me.
Right.
It still hurts me.
That's stressful jokes. Stressful jokes. Yes. Don't mess with time.
Yes.
More on time than Deutsche Bahn. I don't think that's very hard. Aren't more than half of their trains countrywide delayed?
That's not... It feels like it, but that's not true. Wait, I actually saw a news article about this the other day. One sec. You know,
Deutsche Bahn is our railway.
Yeah, German railways. Because I just did this whole spiel about Germans and punctuality, and I remember many times in my life being told like, oh, pünktlich wie die Eisenbahn, punctual like the trains. That's not a thing and hasn't been for a few years. I think it was 62%. Let me double check. In 2024, 62.5% of all high-speed trains were on time. And on time is being defined as no more than 6 minutes delayed. However,
if it was that.
However, here's the kicker. However, if a train has been cancelled, it doesn't count as late.
Can't be late if it was never there.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the
smart.
logic behind the statistics. You can't be late if you never left. That's...
In order to increase the stats for next year, someone at Deutsche Bahn hears this and goes like, yeah, if we want the numbers to go up, we gotta cancel more trains.
I want to continue this argument, but I don't want to give anybody ideas. I don't want to speak it to power. 6 minutes delayed is like 13 minutes late in my mind. The thing is, if it's just 6 minutes, you might still lose your train connections. So, like, you know, if it's like you have 5 minutes to make your other train, then 6 minutes is already destroying your connection. So it's like, thank you, nice. Of course it fucking does. Fucking bean counters or whatever slow for accountants, man.
Honestly, I can't even blame the people at Deutsche Bahn itself. It's really time for the government to just replace the entire system because the railways itself just suck. Like, hire the Japanese railway system. Let them tell us how it's done.
It is such a stupidly complex issue. You should blame them. Yeah, listen. The issue starts with underfunding the railway. For decades, because Germany is a country of cars. The car lobby is insanely strong. The government hasn't properly invested into the maintenance of the infrastructure in decades. Don't know how many international news you get from Germany, but that's becoming a real issue. Just last year we had a bridge collapse in Dresden. shortly after a train went over it. Thankfully, nobody got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
But a train went over it, and a couple minutes later, the huge bridge actually just collapsed into a river.
On one hand, it was a good thing, because I think it was 2 weeks ago they tried to clear away the rubble of the bridge, and they found a bomb there that was actually still active.
So you have the issue that, first of all, there isn't enough spending on it to make it work the way everybody wants it to. And then you have stupid ass rules, like the government goes, hey, Deutsche Bahn, German Railways, you have to pay for the maintenance of the infrastructure yourself. Unless it breaks, replacements I pay for.
Smash it with a hammer.
Do you understand the problem? If you fix it, if you keep it running, you have to pay out of your pocket. If you say it's broken and we need a new one, then I pay for it. Guess what happened? Exactly. Exactly that. Yes. Things have been used until they broke. Jack, the more you talk about Germany, the less I want to work. I'm sorry.
Well, we can talk about the UK.
Yes.
Luckily, nothing is on time in the UK, so we are just either really early or really late. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Sorry about that, innit? Welcome to the club. It sucks everywhere.
Railway system.
Yeah.
Is a funny story in every country, I want to say. The Netherlands has kind of the same. Also, lots of delays. Yeah. Plus, way too expensive. I think the Netherlands is in like the top 5 countries when it comes to train prices. Jack is actually Googling it. Second most expensive public transport.
As per last year, the second most expensive public transport in the world. Because
which is disgusting.
We're going over to the Netherlands in February during our vacation. I was looking up train tickets so that we can get there and back. And I found this one connection that we needed to take, that we were discussing.
Yeah, for like 20 minutes.
It was like a 24-minute journey, I think. And the train ticket was $12 per person.
That was a bit more.
No, I think it was $11.70 per person, something like that. So like $2, no, 50 cents per minute.
It's like 3 stops.
And it's like, okay, in Germany, if you're lucky, if you book very early for a connection that isn't usually busy, you can get a ticket all the way across the country for, what's it, $30? And that's like 900 kilometers.
Yeah, at least it's not that
like,
expensive.
You know, like the price per kilometer kind of like... Yeah, Netherlands is trying really hard to make the money, I guess.
And it doesn't make sense because trains are delayed, full. It's like...
Yeah, because again, nobody wants to put money into public transport because why would you?
Yeah.
You know? Because it's necessary.
So yeah, it sucks everywhere. But to just mention Germany one more thing.
Oh, here we go.
Even though the public transport can be a bit shit when it comes to time and everything, I gotta say the like monthly Deutschland card for like $50.
The Deutschland ticket, a Germany ticket that was introduced near the end of COVID for then $49
9
a month.
29 50.
No, 29 is only in the Berlin area and some other places where they have special deals. 9 for a month, and then later they reintroduced it as a permanent thing for 49 a month, and now it's 59 a month. You can go the whole country with regional trains. Not high-speed ones, unfortunately. But
I get my ticket through work anyway, yeah. But that is a good deal. Like for $50 to be able to just take a train.
It's 60 now.
Oh, for real?
It's 59 now, yeah.
Oh, damn.
That's why I cancelled mine, because I don't use it as much.
Oh, I didn't know there was another price increase. Okay. Still a good deal, to be fair.
60 a month for the whole country, depending on the area you live in, is half or a tenth of what you used to pay for a commuter ticket. Yeah.
And you can take bus, tram.
There are some areas in Germany where you buy like a monthly ticket for a stretch of a journey. And it's like, okay, for a year that's 1,800 euros, please. And you know, people used to pay that because there was no comparison. But now it's like, okay, 60 for a month for the whole country. It's like, I'll buy that one. It's cheaper.
A friend of mine's girlfriend is Dutch, and he tells me it always costs a fortune if he goes to visit her family.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We sometimes take the train from Germany to usually towards like Amsterdam, and then from Amsterdam to Zeeland, where I live. That's like a 2-hour journey. I want to say to where my family lives.
I was gonna say, otherwise. We don't have the technology that Tifa is sitting here virtually next to me from the Netherlands, because we are in Germany right now.
Yeah, the tickets to get from Amsterdam to home compared to Amsterdam to Germany are sometimes more expensive than that bit of the journey.
Yeah,
it's
for being 1/4 of a journey, it's like...
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we should visit your family less, because... No.
How was the rice, Skinner?
Did you find a check on your rice? Because you mentioned you need to check on the rice. Would be nice if... Imagine you come home and you prepare some rice for like dinner or whatever, and then, I don't know, you use it like a rice cooker or something, or however you make your rice, and then you open the lid and suddenly there's a... You said it! I'm just quoting you, I'm trying to have a conversation.
I'm with Skinner on this one. That was pretty bad.
You scoffed though.
Yeah, because of how bad it was.
Yeah, but you showed a reaction, so I'm dumb enough to continue. Like, it's that easy.
Oh, that was the problem. I'm calling in sick for tomorrow.
I love how much of a positive influence I am today. Making everybody happy. I love it.
And on the bright side, you weren't looking forward to it anyway, so technically Jack did you a favor.
Yeah, basically. If I ask you why, just clip the first 20 minutes of the stream and just send it to me. It's like, yeah, I watched this and I've got a massive migraine.
Hello, now I need to call in sick too.
Do you need to call in sick though as well?
I wouldn't mind.
Can I call in sick too? I mean, it's coming out of my mouth.
I think you get 2 days for that.
Because I have to live with it. It's in my head. Beautiful.
You're like patient zero.
Something like that. And to be honest, it's all your fault because you made me mop the apartment today.
Like I said, I'm very proud of you.
I'm too, because I've been saying I would mop the floor for like 6 months. I did vacuum in between. It's not that nothing was done. It's not that everything below the camera frame cutoff is just covered in dust. It's not like that, but the proper mopping and like getting into the nooks and crannies and corners, it's been a while.
Yeah, it was needed.
Yeah.
Like I said, now the house smells all fresh.
The worst thing with 2 people with long hair is, even if you vacuum regularly, there will be some places where the hair just is. And then when you do a proper deep clean and you find all of the hair, it's just a little bit in every corner, you know? But eventually...
It's a whole puppy by the end.
I could have... what do you call it? Häkeln? I could have crocheted a little chihuahua from it. That was enough of it.
To be fair, like 97% of all the hair, I think, is yours.
Yes, I shed like a husky. I truly do. It's crazy. My hair is in a constant battle of like, is it summer, is it winter? Do we need the winter fur coat or the summer one? It's like...
Like when your hair has... The time after you have cut your hair is usually quite relaxed when it comes to cleaning. Like my hair... I don't have a lot of it to start with. It doesn't grow anymore, really.
Yeah, why
It also
not?
doesn't seem to fall out.
Are you a vampire?
I have no clue.
Because I feel like the whole not being able to grow your hair thing has been brought up in vampire stories before.
I have a feeling if I shave my head, it will never grow back.
Probably not, no.
That might actually be interesting. Shave it all off, just to see how long it takes to grow.
Please do not.
But the funny thing is, like in the intro, there are some clips that we used where my hair appears much longer. But I haven't cut it since then either. Like it just went back up.
Yeah.
But it's also not getting like longer, even if I...
Just uncurl your hair.
But it's very uneven.
Just like get it straightened out.
Just wear Jack's hair as a wig, yeah.
I've offered that to her before.
I have been interested in cutting all of my hair off, just to see if it somehow grows back healthier. But
Why would it?
I think that's a myth.
Yes, it's like my dad used to tell me was, when you shave regularly, when you start shaving, your beard is gonna grow in thicker. No. Why would your facial hair suddenly go, somebody's touching me with a metal blade, I need to regrow? That's not how that works.
Yeah, but that's also in my hair, because that's just what's going around, and I never really did research into it. But that's just what people tell you.
This is like old people boomer logic. Oh, when a teenager starts growing facial hair, they start shaving, and then boom, there's more facial hair. So clearly it's because they started shaving. No, it's because puberty kicked in and the hormones did the thing.
I said I never did my research, now I'm gonna Google it while we're talking about it here. Hold my spoon. Yeah, but Mama,
holding the spoon.
That is the thing, like what? I think it wouldn't grow back because that's what it feels like, but what if it does? What if it grows back purple? Does your hair grow after you die?
If you can still hear us, thank you for the lurk. Please have fun with your food. I hope it's good.
What he said. The funny thing is, when you Google does your hair... The search functions are, does your hair get wavy when you fall in love? Does your hair grow after you die? I believe only your fingernails grow after you die. Does your hair grow faster if you cut it?
Stop.
Like these are the...
I already Googled it by the time you're done.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the search results. Because I do think those are kind of funny. Especially the does your hair get wavy when you fall in love? Why is your hair not wavy, huh? Are you not in love? Wow. Look how much love I have for you.
With men it's different, it's not the hair on my head. Should see my toes.
A curly toe hair.
That's why I don't need socks anymore. It's just around. Now, does your hair grow back thicker when you shave it? Source, mayoclinic.org, the first thing that popped up. No, shaving hair doesn't change its thickness, color, or rate of growth.
Can you check for me what the ketchup clinic says?
End of stream now. I do not know why it's called Mayo Clinic.
Opinion.
Yeah, mommy, it's Tifa gonna Tifa, right? Jack says wavy whenever he's on my stream.
That was a good one, yeah, cheers. See, I made up for Jack's bad stream.
What's with a double standard?
Thanks for the watch streak as well.
Thank you very much. 10. Nice. That's...
Cheers.
2.5 weeks. Had to do the math for a second. Nice. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, it's 5, so it's 2 weeks, but no, we stream 4 times a week. So 10 divided by 4 is 8, and there's 2 left, and that's half.
Quick maths.
No, I cannot do quick maths. With me, all maths is slow maths. It's pretty bad, actually.
Speaking of math, I've been looking for storage boxes for these fuse beads.
May I preface this? May I please?
Okay, go ahead.
So, we've shown you some of the bead thingies that Tifa has made, because at some point she decided, seemingly random to me, I wanna do this bead stuff. I'm like, okay, cool.
I can tell you it wasn't really random, but after I have done all of the post-it art at work and I don't have any more glass walls that
we're out of walls
that I can spend putting post-it art on. I wasn't fully fulfilled yet, and I do really like pixel art, so then I was like, hey, I can use this to make more pixel art.
I'm sorry, but I'm not fulfilling enough. That's why my hair is not curly. So yes, Tifa picked up this bead art thing. And she bought a bunch, and then she has made a few, and now we have the stuff laying around because she hasn't made any in a while, until she made the Christmas decorations again, which are beautiful. But now after that, Tifa's like, but I want to make smaller ones. Now, if you've ever done this beading, I think is the proper term that the hip and cool people use when we do that. So
probably.
now Tifa bought some that are like a quarter of the size, and she made those growlers. I think mine is laying here. Yes, reminder. Tiny growler. Big growler.
Super tiny.
Tiny.
Like 2.6 millimeters.
Tiny.
Don't ask me what that is in freedom units.
Small. Size, very small. So now Tifa has decided that she wants to buy a pack of 178 colors.
That's all of them.
Meaning we will, in the future, receive a shipment from somewhere with, I think, like 100 pounds of 178,000 colored beads. Thankfully, they are sorted by color.
No, I'm buying the beads with 2,000 per bag.
For real?
Yeah. They're small bags though, they're small bags. Like the beads are super tiny.
We're receiving a shipment of 356,000 beads. Tiny beads. And now Tifa, of course, realized I need to look into storage.
Yeah.
So our bedroom is gonna be storage for beads.
It's not even gonna be that bad. Do it, I will. I'm just trying to find the place where I can get the best price right now. I've sent an email to the manufacturer in China actually to see if I can bulk buy from there. I'm waiting for an answer.
Because if you buy 356,000 anythings, you know, it adds up, it multiplies. They are piss cheap. Don't worry, it's not katana money we're talking about, but...
Well, I'm willing to buy more bags if that's what it takes, regardless. So I found for the bigger beads I have like this big like screw container thing with like 64 drawers in them.
Everybody's dad has one of these in the basement or garage, and that's where they put all of the assorted screws and nails in that they find or that are left over, because I might need this, that kind of thing.
But then I realized that's a bit too big for these super tiny ones, so I found some smaller containers that I can put them in. But before I order them, I want to know if it fits. Otherwise, you got to do the whole shipment, send them back. You have to buy several because it's 178 colors, which means I need 178 boxes to separate them. So I asked ChatGPT. Now I know where I was going with this story. So I asked ChatGPT to calculate for me if these beads or one bag of the beads would fit into one of the little boxes. I think I got like 5 pages of quick maths, like whole formulas,
how to calculate volumes.
How to calculate volume with like 5 pages. And I was like, the end line, yes, it does fit, with some space to spare. Thank you.
ChatGPT in that regard is like me. You cannot get short answers out of me. Like when I start telling a story, it's like, okay, 115 years ago. It's like...
Welcome back, Konjima.
The little Pokemon sprites when you put them in a box. All 1025 plus regional forms. Would be cute. I
could actually do that. I can also, when it's just sprites, I could also make the bigger ones, even though I'm lacking
plus
colors.
Shinies.
Oh, plus shinies. I was planning on making all of the Pokemon sprites, but make keychains out of all of them.
Where do you put all of that stuff? We need an extra room for the stuff you made with the stuff.
Maybe I'll sell them. Maybe I'll hang them on the wall.
Maybe I'll sell you. No, I wouldn't. Also, Mami has googled it. Alright, an article of BBC I found on the topic has a video in it that shows a woman waxing a guy's leg hair, but the thumbnail is cropped in a way that the woman's hands and everything below the guy's ribcage is cut off. And it looks like the woman is doing something completely different than waxing leg hair. Yeah, it's the third leg she's waxing. Potentially. I don't know the video.
Well, that's why people would click on the video now.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an accident that it's cropped like that. It's, you know, clickbaitiness. It makes sense. The guy's also screaming in agony. I mean...
That is very understandable.
Well, I don't think I've ever waxed any part of my body. There's ever been like hot glue on my fingertips in like crafts lessons in school. And I've burned off my fingerprints so many times because I got my finger into a hot glue gun that no, I don't think I would ever try waxing any part of my body.
I've tried waxing my legs once out of curiosity. It didn't work very well. Then I just had like these splotches on my leg. I even grew it out specifically to wax it.
To make it easier then.
Yeah, but it wasn't a big success. Maybe I used the wrong stuff, who knows.
We're waxing my head for charity? Possibly. That sounds insanely painful. Do it. Do it. Wax on, wax off. Isn't there also stuff with like hot sugar?
Is the beard included?
Oh my god.
Beard
Oh, it was your suggestion. Yeah. I mean, didn't think you would go through with it. Okay, now that you can hear my voice and see my face when I say this. Hey Benjima, I think you should totally wax your head. Maybe don't.
Got some hair next to my eyebrows waxed off because I thought he would just shave it with a normal razor and I couldn't say no anymore.
How painful was it? Because I imagine very painful. A stretch called eye ripper wax off. Listen, you do you. If Benjima's up for it, go ahead. But I would not let anybody do that to me. No.
That seems like fun.
Beard would be okay. So, I occasionally, I asked Tifa for help with this the other day. Here, you cannot see this, I think, because it's too tiny, but...
Jack has white fluff starting to grow out of his ears.
A singular white hair grow out of...
No, that's not one. That's like a little bunch.
A tuft.
One is long, but the rest are all small growing around it. It's like this bunch of mushrooms, but hair.
Alright, so I have, out of that, one specific silver white hair growing out of that part of my ear. Like the nub. I don't know what it's called. And I've been trying to pull it. It's stuck. I feel like it goes in my skin all the way to the other side and it's anchored over here. Because even Tifa couldn't get it out. But I can tell you that just by the few times I've tried to pull it out, that was so painful. The idea of getting like wax over there and then a bunch of hair being pulled at the same time, no.
You gotta be quick.
No.
Quick balls.
No. Did you say quick balls?
Quick balls.
Oh, pulls.
Pull.
No. No, wait, it was a proper shape, not wax, but still more effort than I want. Fair enough. Fair enough. Tragus? What?
That's the name, like a...
Oh!
yeah, that makes sense, because that's also where the piercing goes.
Yes!
Yeah!
The tragus. I was thinking Benjima is suddenly talking about Star Wars. Have you heard the tale of Darth Tragus the Wise? Yeah, the tragus is a small pointed eminence of the external ear situated in front of a concha and projecting backward over the meatus. That. Yes.
Apparently piercing that hurts like fuck.
Yeah, I would imagine, especially after I tried to pull the hair and I started crying.
As understood, quick balls. No worries, right? Well, let's go with quick balls, man.
Thank you. Is that the nub? Because I've heard of people getting it pierced. People pierce everything on their body. And I don't understand why necessarily. I mean, it's your body, your choice, do whatever you want, but no. I'm perfectly happy with the holes nature gave me. I do not need to add to it. And I don't feel I need to push metal through any part of my body. Call me old-fashioned, I just don't need it.
I love piercings. I've only had, not counting my ear piercings, I've only had 4. And that's it. But I would have loved to have more.
And then Tifa walked past the very strong magnet ones.
That would have been painful. Yes. I think you can still, I have one here. You can still slightly see the scar and these might be picked up on the camera.
Every time Tifa makes moves like this, I wonder if her microphone is gonna survive this.
I had like one that went through here, one that went through here, and one that went through here in my arm. You can sort of see the scarring still.
Yeah.
Slightly picked up.
Here, palette cleanser. And to refocus the camera. You pierced your motherfucking eye. Yeah.
I loved it. I made like a corset out of it. I had like this rope going through it. It went like under skin and out the other way. Those were so awesome. I will never forget getting those, which was really nice.
See, I can't, even if I wanted to, I couldn't get piercings because then this relationship would be too metal. Tifa makes up for it, you know, she brings up the average.
I had to take them out at some point because my body started rejecting them as well.
Now you can fight Magneto at least. That's why she hates him. Motorcycles, pierced arms, Tifa's lived an exciting life, and then she met me. Yeah.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the nicest compliments your mother ever paid me was that she said like, "You are so boring." I'm like, yes, you're welcome, mother-in-law.
She never said it like that.
To the effect. She used different words, but it was the same meaning. Clearly, and I understood what she meant. You know, I'm boring. Like, don't have to worry about me. Like, what's worse that's gonna happen? I play video games? Wait, Tifa hates Magneto? Oh, mommy, you don't know that yet, apparently. So, Tifa hates a lot of things, like Samsung TV remotes, trackpads on laptops, gnomes, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all of them by the way, heating, plushies, caterpillars, sun colors, fun, at least half the things I love, tomatoes, hedgehogs, sushi, every single member of X-Men, soup, all rap music, Dr. Dre, Skinner, sorry Skinner, Magneto's outfit,
yeah, see, so I don't hate
Dr. Pepper.
Magneto, I hate his outfit.
Same thing.
It's not the same. I can dislike an outfit and still like the person.
I love a very dramatic pause there, Miss Obama. Of course she used different words, she's Dutch. Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. But Magneto is part of the X-Men universe. Yeah, that doesn't make it better. Don't trigger Tifa so they have to add the entire X-Men universe.
Oh, when you mention it like that.
If he's not wearing Magneto's outfit, is he really Magneto? I would argue yes, because the man is more than the iconic outfit and helmet specifically. It's the person that's inside the outfit.
It's deep.
I know, right? Very much so. You know what is also deep? Tifa doing recaps. Tifa, what has happened the last time we played Higurashi When They Cry Kai, Chapter 5, Meakashi. So, last time we streamed this game, started with a bit of a issue, because Tifa very much had set in stone in her head how Chapter 5 would happen. It would be a retelling of Chapter 1, and why would we need to do a recap? Because you're just going to learn everything you need to know, right? So then I stepped in, graciously and gracefully as I am, and I saved the day, and I did a recap for Chapters 1 through 4. And I've done that.
Very true.
So that now Tifa can be sitting there and do the actual recap for the first stream of Chapter 5.
Jack isn't allowed to recap.
I am.
Pipe it down, Jack.
Nobody's used the command yet. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, the last time we played, we finally started the answer arc in Chapter 5, where I, aka Shion, is currently the main narrator. And we...
Also known as the main character. Does anyone remember the command?
Yeah, maybe we should just make a recap. So we learned that Shion has been put into a boarding school, I think is the right term, which she calls an institution. And it's a religious school somewhere...
Christian religious school. I feel like that's important.
Fair enough, it's a Christian school somewhere way off, very fancy. And they basically try to turn everyone... according to her, into mindless zombies, being brainwashed, being the nice kid. You know, you get proper education there.
Who's the puppy and couldn't be Jack? You see, I honored Andrik's request and I made the command, but I added a sentence because I couldn't not do it. It's probably not gonna happen, though. For the sake of everybody who didn't get to watch the last stream or all of it, I need to pipe in. I need to. I'm doing this for all of you. You're welcome, by the way. Sorry, continue.
So yeah, we go through Shion's experience at boarding school while she is desperately thinking of a plan to escape, which she has actually pulled off as well. We follow her trying to run out of the school, dodging all of the cameras, the guards, starting rumors to give her an alibi that when she has disappeared, she would have run off with a teacher, stuff like that. And...
Sorry. The things Tifa has said did happen, but in a completely different order.
Yeah, but it's all part of the plan, so
the chapter starts in media res, so Shion is already on her way out, and then she recounts how she decided to leave, bust out of this place. She stole the keys. Before that, she started getting physically buffer by actually giving her best, giving her all in gym classes, learning the guard routes and stuff, which are randomized somehow, and spreading a heinous rumor that she is doing hanky-pankies with one of the male teachers. What are you doing?
Doesn't matter?
Yes, because that's the side of a microphone. I'm paranoid.
Yes, and it's so annoying.
Anyway, as Tifa had said, yes, Shion succeeds in busting out.
We are being picked up by our butler, whose name I forgot.
Kasai. I think Kasai. Tifa says Kasai.
Kasai, actually, yeah, that's good. Kasai, who picks us up and he's like, oh, what are you gonna tell the family? Which she isn't planning on telling. She's just gonna hide out somewhere in Hinamizawa.
Pretending to be Mion.
No, she might pretend to be Mion if someone sees her, because identical twins, can't tell them apart anyway. We learn a little bit about how she grew up always in second place, and that from the moment she was born it was already decided that she would go to this boarding school and that Mion would be...
No, hard no. That is exactly no.
It was already decided that she would be sent off.
No.
To that school.
No, it was decided that she would fucking die. When they were born, Mion, the firstborn, would become the heiress and she would be the demon, and then her, Shion, the secondborn, would be killed. As tradition has it in the Sonozaki family.
That is not tradition in the Sonozaki family.
Shion even went on about how she believes that Oreo probably had her hands around her neck already, but she must have had a good day deciding that she should be allowed to live.
Yeah, they wanted to, but it was not tradition.
Carry on.
And yeah, that's basically it. We're in the car with Kasai on our way to Hinamizawa, and that's it.
No, we're not. We are in the car, yes, but going home to Shishibone City.
Oh yeah, that's
not
where we were at.
To Hinamizawa, specifically not to Hinamizawa, because that's where the main house is, with the main part of the family, Oreo and Mion. Why would we go into the lion's den?
Yeah, fine, we take a right a bit sooner.
A right bit sooner.
But we finished an entire chapter. So
Yes.
we made good progress.
We're good, we could watch a VOD if we need a recap. Then why
Well,
didn't
now
you,
you've got
Benjima?
one.
Tell us everything we both got wrong. See what you're trying to do there.
Everything.
When's the push-up redeems coming back? Never. No one working out now, so it should be easier. First of all, no, because I still suck at push-ups. Something with my shoulders. I know you didn't ask, but now you got it anyway. And also, probably never, because one of us has a habit of breaking equipment when she does that.
I probably still can't do push-ups, I gotta check. But I do feel like my leg muscles got a bit stronger.
Yeah, I feel stronger. I quickly got up to speed with what I need to be.
Thanks to our recap.
Benjima is baiting you. Don't let him. Tifa is the fish in the pond, you know? Very, very... like, Benjima is the fisherman at the side of a pond, you know, just casting his... What do you call the thing?
Line.
Is it the line you cast?
Yeah.
The bait. The bait he is chucked it.
Thank you.
Your words mean nothing. They are but hollow shells. But
thank you.
Appreciate the lie, the energy you put into that. Tifa, are you ready to continue some Hinaminimis?
I am ready.
Sorry, I need to get the proper voice out for that. Are you okay?
My eyebrows need to go down again.
Skinner's line was creepy, but not... I mean, this is how I read it in my mind. DM, you have to be streamer, can I help you with your shoulders? Appreciate it, Skinner. I will consider your offer. This is the first time somebody sent a message like this to me. Or addressed to me. I don't know how I feel about that. Flattered, I guess. Where were we? Yes, Higurashi. Poof! Video games.
GG.
Also now it's not Higurashi when they cry, it's Higurashi when they cry. Kai, as you can see in the top right. The presentation has been upgraded since chapter 4. Click. Oh, and we read a tip. The tip was the notebook's beginning, which I believe was written by Rika. Hasn't been said specifically, but I think it was her. Genuine, I can help you with your shoulders. Dislocated both minor paths. I've tried to strengthen them back up. I appreciate you taking the time to write all of this. Don't worry, I wasn't worried about you trying to do anything creepy sliding into my DMs. I will, thank you. I do need to do something about this.
Well, I've just been trying to get my cat to eat her meds for the past 15 minutes. Didn't work.
Gaming check, have you tried to... lovingly enough?
Kind of. I know it won't help your cat in this case, but kind of reminds me of a video I saw a while ago. It was someone who tried to give their dog medicine. Mm-hmm. And he would not eat it. Like, tried everything. Like, put it in a piece of cheese, sausage, wrap it in. Whatever. With their food, it would always spit it out. Until she just, like, put it on the ground. And went like, oh no, no, no.
Do not eat this, Mr. Fluffy Buns. I have dropped this. I need to clean it up.
And every single time you see the dog running and eating the pill, but only after she went through the whole, no, oh no, I dropped this. No.
This is also how I make Tifa eat vegetables.
That's super funny. No, Tifa.
It's fine. If you try to turn it off on again, it doesn't work with cats, I think.
What are the tricks you have used, Gaming Check? Maybe we can be creative.
Anno Domini 1982.
That's dogs. Cats aren't stupid like that. Oh.
The fourth year of a series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, also known as Oyashiro-sama's curse, 1 year prior to Keiichi Maebara's transfer. Okay, we're jumping now.
Oh.
Oh, we're going places! Alright. I didn't expect that.
1 year beforehand, alright. Inside her snack. Have you tried in like a piece of cheese? Or what kind of snack was it?
Inside her meat pocket. No clue how it's called in English. I hope it's not called meat pocket. Because that sounds bannable.
She doesn't eat cheese, okay, fair enough.
I mean, worst case, I had to do that with my dog when I had to give him medicine and he just wouldn't do it. It's not the greatest feeling, but if you can put it inside the cat's mouth and then just hold the mouth shut until you feel that the cat swallows. Make sure that you don't like suffocate them because, you know, mouth, nose is very close to each other. Cats are small.
Does it work with cats?
I would think so. Would bite my hand off. Yeah, I mean, that's a risk.
Probably. What if you like break it in half and put it in like wet food?
It's gonna taste disgusting. The cat isn't gonna eat that. Usually medicine tastes disgusting. Like there's a reason why they go like, you know, because they taste it.
Yeah,
I would imagine it tastes a bit like my vitamin pills.
Can imagine, yeah.
They are disgusting.
With cats you probably have to bag.
Yeah.
And even then it won't work.
Oh, wet food. That's what I meant as meat pocket.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
I thought meat pocket was just like a folded slice of ham or something.
Like a very fancy preparation. Tifa, I don't know who this is, so you get to do the lines.
Well, fingers crossed you get it in her.
Yes.
I didn't hear a wake-up chime. I'm not in school anymore. That's Shion. My brain is half asleep, but I'm aware of that. Waking up at the same time as the chime would go off at school doesn't feel good. I can't go back to sleep after this. Still, I'm not going to live a torturous school life anymore. I can make today either happy or boring. It's up to me. Yay, that's really positive. I feel like I'm alive for the first time in a while. I didn't have any other clothes, so I was still wearing the school track uniform. It's supposed to have been designed by some famous Italian person, but it just looks plain to me. It really doesn't feel great to still be in clothes from that school. I want to enjoy my freedom as soon as possible. I especially don't want to walk around outside wearing it. I should have Kasai bring me some new clothes later. And I should think of redecorating this room. After all, this is going to be my castle from now on.
So Shion always had or Mion, I don't know, one of his sisters always had a troubled history of going to school. I'm guessing it's Shion because, I don't know, seems very in line with episode 1. Meat pocket is something very different where I'm from.
Do I want to know?
That's a dilly of a pickle, Benjima.
Oh, this is a room in a gorgeous apartment building in the suburbs of Okonomiya. That's probably where chapter 2 took place. Remember when the whole fight in the room, someone fell from the balcony, was considered suicide?
If you read the next line, that would basically confirm it.
The property is one a realtor and my dad's conglomerate. Conglomerate. That's what I said.
It's only a small pill, but it's just 1/4 of it. Doesn't seem medicine. The doctor said we get to eat it, it's good. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a fight.
Yeah, I wish you all the best. Now, let's talk about the conglomerate.
The property is one a realtor and my dad's conglomerate obtained after foreclosure due to some sort of dispute. Most of the residents moved out during that.
That sounds fishy. Tifa, I know they were talking about school and like gym classes and stuff because you're in a track outfit, but you don't need to...
No, it's the big words that makes me sick.
Anything over 2.5 syllables, like conglomerate.
Little dumbass can smell the microscopic piece of smellless pill inside a big pile of treats.
Yeah, it's the energy you bring into a room. It's like, eat. No, not doing it anymore. That's cats.
Yeah, it can be a big struggle. I have no other tips.
No.
That's like the main things I can think of.
You could try to reason with your cat, explain the situation. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
Charts might help too.
Definitely. Cats are visual beings.
So while there are plenty of rooms, it's a lonely complex that feels devoid of people. Plus, with the exception of the manager and a scant 1 or 2 others, all the residents are shady-looking people connected to my dad. Probably won't be much longer before the virtuous residents are driven out.
So, the residents that are here are part of a not nice group of people. Would you say that you could call them resident evil? I was really stretching this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have cooked longer. That needed more of a setup. Sorry. I saw the moment come and I saw the moment leave already. So like I had to try to jump on the train.
It would have worked better if it was somehow ingrained in the word itself.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Also, is this... I could take a break calling in sick.
It's not gonna get better, I can tell you that. Thank you, but not yet. You're welcome, Psycho. You can keep working on your backlog in the meantime.
It seems like a bad idea to come here, though. When the people in there are connected to her dad, meaning they will probably snitch on her.
Yeah, or maybe they won't because snitches get stitches. Do you really want to rat out the boss's daughter?
Yeah, but then it's no longer snitching, then it's being concerned.
How does that... Asking for a friend, my friend Shion. How does that work if you're part of a mafia organization like this? You're the daughter. So if the other guys in here snitch on you, hey, she isn't supposed to be here, boss. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because I feel like if you put the same situation in like 10 different movies, there's 2 different outcomes. Either the guy going to the boss to tell them, hey, your daughter is holding up in there. They get shot in the face because, oh, you snitched on my daughter. Or the dad is like super happy, like, oh, you've shown your loyalty to me. Oh, good guy, here's $50.
Seems about right.
Loyalty should be at the higher up, not the children. That's what I was thinking. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, not the smartest move.
Especially not towards the one that's not even gonna lead.
True, she's basically trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Like if it was Mion, one can consider.
But maybe because she is the underdog in the hierarchy of Sonozakis, that's why they cut her some slack.
Who knows? The apartment I'm living in used to be the room they'd use for viewings, so it looks like a room in a business hotel. It's fully furnished, but lacking in daily necessities. I'll buy those things over time, though. It's better that way, anyway. It will make it feel more like my own room. I nodded to myself. Might have looked stupid, but it helped psych me up.
I do that all the time, too.
At the school, there was a TV only in the common room, and we weren't allowed to watch any cable channels. I zapped through all those channels as a form of emancipation.
Ha! Freedom! Freedom! I get that.
It was early in the morning, so nothing interesting was on.
In the 1980s, did they have dirty channels in Japan on cable? You think? During the day, at least.
Don't you at any time have these specific channels for that?
I do not know. We never had them. So I couldn't tell you.
They weren't censored back then. So the answer I would say yes. But I enjoyed it anyway. Commercials are fun to watch.
Japanese commercials are a
best.
different breed.
Yes. It's so much fun to just go through like 3 hours of Japanese commercials.
Every year at some point it just gets us, and then we sit down for like 2 days and we watch nothing but Japanese commercials. It's so good.
So much fun.
It
I
was
can
a
absolutely
joke.
recommend it.
I don't know. Wow, Skinner spreading misinformation on the internet. This is why Brexit happened.
I would think the answer is yes.
To which one?
That they do have channels like that.
I...
Because I dropped by with lunch right when I started to feel hungry.
Good morning, Shion-san. Did you sleep well last night?
Sleeping on the couch was a bit too uncomfortable. As a Japanese person, I want to sleep in a futon on the floor. Ah, this pickled radish is good.
Wait, she has a fully furnished room apartment thing because she's in the one that was used for viewings, but it doesn't have a bed.
Well, a futon is usually put in a closet and then put on the ground again. So if it's a room for viewing, you don't need one specifically.
Oh, okay, because, yeah, fair, because why would you also equip the room with a futon that you have to get out yourself, because you just assume it will be there. Yeah, fair enough.
Like a couch and stuff is more always there, but...
I wasn't even in the country when I voted for Brexit. It was Benjima's fault. No, it's yours because you weren't there to fix it.
Yeah, they lost by like 1 vote, I'm telling you.
And that was yours. Maybe Skinner is written with a 5, a 1 and a 3 because the 513 votes that were missing were Skinner's, and he just wears that as a badge of shame. As you should. That's good to hear. Please let me know whatever you need later on. Please let me know what you need later on. I'll try to get as much as I can.
Thanks. Oh, but you don't need to worry so much about me. I chose this life for myself anyway. And your wallet wouldn't last if I started extorting you, right?
I chose this. Isn't she like 15 at this point.
No,
15, 16?
Yeah, but she chose to escape and live there.
Yeah, but like, wait.
And it's her choice to live like this right now. What do you...
Alright, yeah, no, fair enough. I was getting hung up on something in my head. I got my wires crossed.
I have to be serious about my plan. I can't let myself take advantage of Kasai's wallet forever. I think I'm going to start a part-time job. I have to earn my own living. This is the life I choose, so naturally I have to take care of it myself.
That's reassuring to hear. But are you sure? If you go outside, eventually someone in the family will discover you.
I gave that a little thought, which is why I'll need Mion's help. Kasai, would you mind calling the main house for me? When Mion answers, pass me the receiver.
No, well, whatever you say. What could be your plan?
Kasai dialed the number. It's funny to me that we're calling the main house, even though that's the place I most want to avoid at the moment.
It's always darkest right underneath the lighthouse. Don't know where I once heard that, but that struck with me.
That's deep.
That stuck with... Yeah, I know, right?
I was exempt from voting. No, I don't think so. No, I doubt
thought he
that.
was safe in America, Brexit wouldn't even matter. Something worse. I'm telling you, it's all Skinner's fault. No, that's a joke. Skinner is not actually responsible.
Allegedly. Hello?
Good morning. Is this Mion-san? It's been a while. This is Kasai. Yes. Good morning. Could you hold for a moment? I'm letting someone else on the phone.
I take the handset. Hello?
This is gonna be wild. Mion and Shion sound and look exactly the same, so... You will now be presented with Tifa literally talking to herself.
Can you tell who this is? That voice! But that can't be true! Shion's still supposed to be confined to St. Lucia's. You can't be her! Yeah, they forbid outside calls at the academy. But you're talking to me right now.
Sacre bleu! Exactly.
Even my dim-witted older sister should understand what that means.
Like with a little cat gif. Not here.
Did you sneak out of school? Oh, how? That's not important. I really missed you, sis. Shion. That was as far as I could take it, and Mion had hit her limit too.
I'm sorry, a double voice, please.
I tried. We both burst into laughter, unable to keep up our act. Okay, so this does confirm that they don't actually hate each other, I guess.
I don't know, and even if they don't hate each other at this point, it's a year until Keiichi arrives, so that's 365 days left before he shows up that they can find something to hate each other for.
Well, that is true, but I remember having discussions about this in chapter 2 or 3 where they kept arguing with each other and made it seem like they didn't like one another. But they would still go like, oh yeah, I've called Shion, or I was with Mion last night, and blah blah blah.
Oh, true.
Which made it seem like they did not hate each other and they do have contact with one another. And sometimes went like, oh yeah, I heard this from Mion, or I heard this from Shion. Which
We're about
seemed
to find
weird.
out, I think. Well, maybe we'll find out in this chapter.
But if it's confirmed that it's an act, it makes a whole lot more sense.
Oh,
Been
sorry.
a while since we laughed out loud with each other like this. It's been forever, Shion. Seriously, what's happened with you? There's not much else to it. I haven't lied or anything. Wait, then you really ran away? Oh, great job! And the security wasn't tight enough to keep me locked up in there. I feel like the laughing always comes too late. Like that should be part of the line.
I agree. I'm pressing the button when she's nearing the end of a line, and like this, there is no end quotation mark, so I know there's more, but...
Like it changes how you say the line, because then it's like, oh, da da da.
But also, if I press it too early, maybe it advances to the next screen like it did early, and then all the text is gone.
Yeah, I wasn't complaining to you, but it's...
No, I didn't take it like that. I'm just trying to explain why sometimes it'd be like that.
Maybe the school should be grateful you escaped quietly. If you were serious, it'd be easy for you to blow up the whole building to make your escape. Well, I couldn't have done that, but I might have set it on fire.
Okay, that's a bit much, but sure.
Well... Kasai smiled at us in amazement, his face a blend of amusement and exasperation. Well, I can speak.
It's always the big words.
Yeah, but I don't read first and then say the line. I just read it as I say it, and then I expect maybe something else.
Yeah.
Or I go into the word wrong and then it's too late.
I know that feeling because I want to say for a while you did first read it, and then, like, I do that sometimes too, when you can tell it's like, is it okay to talk to you now?
It takes too long. Is it okay to talk to you now? That's alright. Granny is out for a lesson. She's coming home later in the evening. Oh, that's good. We should get together and talk soon. Just over the phone for today, though. Okay. Did anybody report my escape to our grandmother? Nope. We've heard nothing. I pass along all the calls and guests for the main family now, so no news reaches Granny without going through me. I'm sure she doesn't know.
I don't believe that.
I somehow don't think so either.
I've watched every single episode of The Crown. Great show, by the way. If you haven't seen it yet, you totally should. You totally could.
It was really good.
The staff knows everything.
The staff knows everything of what happens inside.
Yeah, but they hear everything. If they have live-in maids and butlers, they know everything.
Yeah, but that's not the point here. The point is that no information has reached the main house yet. The staff in the main house wouldn't know that Shion escaped yet without that news being out. That's what this is about.
I don't know.
And don't forget, it's only the next morning. She escaped just before night.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Could be that it didn't even...
I get it.
Wow, that's awesome. You really sound like the next leader of the Sonosaki family. You know I don't like that. You should have taken my place. You're the one with the demon, aren't you? Well, keep giving it your all. I'll be rooting for you from the shadows. Anyway, that's not important now.
Can we... I understand that for them this is completely normal, but this music with this text and the implications of that is like...
Well, it's a happy talk.
Yeah, you know, you're just gonna take over the horrible fucked up shit that's happening there, and you're gonna murder people and stuff because you're the demon, so that's just what you do, right? Fun.
Yeah, but then the music fits because it's a normal setting for them.
Yeah, just family business. I get it.
You sound so indifferent. Well, that's okay, I guess. If you hear anything about me, give Akasai a call, okay? I'd like to give you my number here, but I'll keep it a secret for the time being. Sorry. Alright. If Granny hears you fled the school, there'll be all kinds of trouble. I'll be on the lookout for now, and I'll let Kasai-san know if something happens. Thanks. I also have a favor to ask. I figured you would. Oh, money's out of the question, okay? I never thought I could pester you for money. I just want to ask you for a little help with my part-time job. Oh, I see. So that's it then. What exactly do you need? We can communicate fast in a situation like this. We don't have to get into details because we know what's on each other's mind. Uncle Yoshiro's on my side, isn't he? I'm going to try and see if I can get a part-time job at one of the businesses he owns. Then I'll call you when I know my shift. So I just have to disappear while you're working, right? That's a little taxing. What are you saying, sis? Are you turning down your only sister's request? Seriously? Alright, I'll do it. I wouldn't want to see how you'd retaliate if I turned you down. Thanks. I'll buy you a cake from Schlanke Bertha's. Schlanke Bertha's.
Okay, so wait.
Be schlank very long.
I need to Google that. In German, you have this thing, or in Germany, you had this thing called Dicke Bertha, and that was the nickname of a German gun in World War I. And
just for those that don't know the connection, Schlanke Bertha is basically Slim Bertha, which is a name, and Dicke Bertha means fat Bertha.
Dicke Bertha? I understand how confusing this must sound to English-speaking audiences.
I can't pronounce Bertha.
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 Yeah, there is no th in German. So
we have a slim and a fat Bertha.
So the Dicke Bertha was a stationary gun, and for some reason that like kind of stuck, that if there's like big things or a fat woman or something, oh, Dicke Bertha. So when Schlanke Bertha is the opposite, it's a slim one. So
can't be fat in Japan.
Yes, you can. Watch me.
I'll be fat in Japan. Japan, fat in Japan.
Tonight. The song is literally called Big in Japan. It wasn't about being famous. It was about me eating all the cake there and the fluffy pancakes and stuff. Yeah, it's probably completely inconsequential, but some of it threw me off.
I'll throw in tons of pretty tarts too.
You're a pretty tart.
Oh, okay. Shion? Schlanke Bertha closed last fall.
No.
Huh? Is that so? Yeah. The owner had a stroke. He reopened the store once, but he got sick again. So he had to shut it down. Oh, I see. That's a shame. I won't be able to eat their Mont Blanc cakes to my heart's content anymore. I was disappointed.
I was disappointed. According to my family, I am, but
I was disappointed that my favorite cake shop had closed down, but more so that this town had changed without my knowing while I was gone. No, you go first.
No, you go.
No, you go.
Ladies first.
Why are you laughing? I was gonna say that is an actual thing. Like whenever I'm feeling homesick and we go back home, and I see like everything has changed, that's kind of a sad feeling. Like life goes on without you, and things move, things are new. Even a store like disappearing, and it's like.
I was gonna say I could actually hear the real pain in Tifa's voice because our local kebab store has recently closed. Yeah,
that still hurts. Like it was already kind of weird that a kebab store opened right next to, not next to us, like at a street further away, because we have quite an old community here and not really known for eating kebabs. So I was like, okay, odd, but it seemed to be doing so well, especially with like construction going on and like workers going there on their lunch break. And I was so happy and it was so nice. The only thing they could have changed was a better garlic sauce, to be honest. Like they get half a point off of that, but besides that, it was. And now it's definitely closed. Like we wanted to go there last week and it was gone. Gone!
Other than the two of us, I've seen 5 other people in that store in the entire time they're open. As in customers.
I've seen more people there, but still. It was so nice.
Well.
And then when we couldn't get dinner there, because that was the Friday when I did the TV thing with his dad, we went to another place, which is like... That was really nice as well, but it's like...
20 minutes by car?
It's 20 minutes by car. Like, if we walk there, it's like roughly 40 minutes. And that's a long way for dinner, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but either you deserve a kebab or you don't.
But it was really good. It really was nice. I gotta say that.
Should have gone to Schlanke Bertha when you could.
It was kind of regrettable.
I feel your pain.
Are there any other changes I don't know about? Yeah, there are some. I'll tell you when we meet up next time. Thanks. I'll tell you about my school life. Let's set a date. I'll call you. Alright. I'll see you then. Mion? What is it? How are you? I'm fine. I can see the crying face, sort of.
Yeah, kind of, especially with the music being gone. Now it's just chirping.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm hanging up now. Okay. See ya. It's really been a while since I last talked to her. I put down the phone and heaved a sigh as Kasai brought in some tea.
So, how did it go?
Do you remember Uncle Yoshiro, who was in favor of me staying? I'll talk to him about my escape and ask him if he can hire me to work at one of his stores.
Are you sure? Some other relative might find out.
That's why I asked Sis a favor. I'll contact her when my shift is set, and she'll disappear while I'm working. Do you get the picture? Have fun washing those dishes?
Yeah, it's a chore. It needs to be done.
Please 2 hours while you're at it.
Yeah, if you don't mind doing a detour via Germany.
Kasai looked puzzled. It's not really that difficult to grasp. It's simple. If somebody finds me at work, I'll tell them that I'm Mion. Do you get it now? Normal people wouldn't buy this kind of plan, but Kasai knows too well how easy it is for my sis and me to trade places.
That's audacious, or shrewd, I should say. I'm impressed.
Is that a compliment, Kasai? Kasai looked amazed. If things go south, it will affect him too. Considering the rules of my dad's profession, he won't be able to get away with just a mere apology. That's why he doesn't want me to do anything too risky. Understandable.
I mean, it's gonna be annoying when he wants to order 5 drinks and he only gets 4.
I get what you're trying to say, but I don't get the drink reference.
It's not a reference.
He wants to order 5 drinks.
Yeah.
But he gets 4.
Yeah.
Why
Because
can't
they
he...
cut off his pinky finger.
Why can't he still get 5 drinks then, though? Does anyone get the drink thing?
In some locales, where it might be a bit louder, when you order, in order to reinforce what you're saying to be understood more clearly by the barkeeper, you also signal the amount of whatever item you want. Like, can I have free beer? That's disgusting. So him then everything gets funnier if you explain it, right?
Did anyone get that? Did anyone get the, oh, he's at a bar and he's ordering 5 drinks, but he only gets 4 because he's doing the...
There's a line waiting for you to read it.
No one got that. That's why he doesn't want me to do anything too risky. I already said that. I think I have to make it up to him since he helped me escape even knowing that risk.
How's she gonna make it up to him?
Yeah, look, it's Angel Mort.
Giving him desserts. How do you think Yoshiro sounds? Oh, wait. I can do a thing.
You need to click the line.
I already forgot what it sounds like. I'm trying too hard.
Deep, but a little bit more high-pitched, if that makes sense.
No,
and jolly.
I don't have that much range.
He sounds jolly.
I can only be loud. How do you sound jolly?
Sound happy.
Alright, no problem. If I find somebody talking bad about you, I'll beat them up.
Thank you so much. I knew I could rely on you, Uncle Yoshiro. Uncle Yoshiro pounded his chest with his fist after offering me his assurance. He seemed glad that I turned to him first.
I'd be happy to help, since I'm so impressed that you're trying to support yourself. If you were here for money, I'd turn you into your... I said, Yeah.
Here
Bippity
now.
boppity boop. Your Oreo. Of course, turn into.
Yeah. But I see where you stumbled because I was thinking exactly the same.
Uncle Yoshiro with his magical wand.
Bippity boppity boop.
Boop. I'd be happy to help since I'm so impressed with you trying to support yourself. If you were here for money, I'd turn you in to your grandmother right away.
What? You're scaring me, Uncle. I knew he was reliable. He understood my situation right away and promised to help. Manager, there's the shift chart. I'll put it here. One of the store clerks brought out a work schedule. There are many things I'm unfamiliar with written on it.
Work. So, how much can you work?
That depends on our respective schedules. I hope I can get in when I want to.
Hey, that sounds a little irresponsible. But I know you're in a difficult situation.
I'm depending on Mion for my work. Our schedules have to match. Of course, Uncle Yoshiro understood that. But I also knew he couldn't afford a selfish part-timer who only works when she wants to. In the end, he decided to hire me as an office helper, not an official worker. As a temp, I wouldn't have a work schedule. My uncle also decided to pay me out of his own pocket. Oh, that's sweet. It's fine as long as I can make enough to support myself.
Sure. I expect to get what I'm paying for, okay? And don't call me uncle in the office either.
Alright, manager. Thanks for hiring me.
Good, you get it.
Once all the business talk was over, my uncle hounded me with all kinds of questions. He asked me things like, what was it like in a prestigious girls' boarding school? And so on. Apparently there were all kinds of rumors going around about the St. Lucia Academy I was confined to, and everyone was curious about it. I added a few embellishments of my own as I explained how unordinary life at the school was. My uncle looked extremely delighted to hear all the little details about life in the secret garden for girls. Horny bastard.
I was thinking it would be like this, yeah.
Once my uncle was satisfied, it was my turn to ask all kinds of questions. I wanted to know if anything peculiar had happened while I was gone. I wouldn't be able to act like Mion unless I can fill in the gaps of information left in the past 2 years. 2 years she's been there.
There haven't been many big changes. It's been quiet since the end of the dam conflict.
I went to the academy only a bit after they froze the project. There was still a bit of tension then.
Even after they shut down construction, things were still tense because the project wasn't entirely cancelled. But the Onigafuchi Guardians disbanded about a year later. There was a big ceremony held at the shrine. That's when the dam conflict officially ended.
That's right after I was imprisoned. Is everybody slacking now that the conflict is over?
Imprisoned. I guess you had all the fun playing in a war back then during the damn protest, didn't you? Trying to imagine how much suffering the adults went through every time they had to come pick up their kids from the police station.
Well, I can't deny that. It was like a festival for us. I mean, I understand that.
I still hate it, but, you know, what are you gonna do? It's how you were raised.
Yeah, but you also experience things different when you're younger. Like, for example, when I think it was...
No, it's about the breaks you take in sentences lately.
Oh, fair enough.
Like, when you're younger.
Brain freeze. Like, when I was 11 or 12, we went camping in France with my grandfather. And while we were there was a...
Flood.
Yeah, a flood. We were on a camping like right next to a river. There was super heavy rainfall and the entire thing flooded. Like everyone had to be evacuated from the... Yes, I'm
camping
thinking
grounds.
of the translation. Everyone had to be evacuated off of the camping grounds. We had to leave everything. I still see my grandfather like waking up, standing naked in the tent with water up to his knees. So we had to like walk out of there, all of our stuff floating around. You could actually see like complete campers like floating off in the river itself. Yeah. It was pretty serious. But I was quite excited. Like, I have never been in a flood before. It was quite fun. So we got evacuated to somewhere in the city. We were all put into like this gym. And in the end we decided to just sleep outside on the parking lot. We ordered pizzas. I was allowed to sit on the hood, eat my pizza. It was fun. And it was a very serious situation. I also know 1 or 2 people died during the flood. But when I think back on it, like my own experience of that moment was quite exciting.
That makes sense. And kudos to everybody around you because, I mean, nothing helps bonding with family like a good natural catastrophe.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think that's what happened was horrible, but credit where credit is due. What's worse, the horrible thing happening, or the horrible thing happening and Tifa being traumatized by everything? You know what I mean?
It takes a bit more to traumatize me.
No, but imagine if everybody around you was stricken with fear, running for their lives, and then of course you match that energy because you react to your surroundings. And it's like, oh my god, we're gonna drown, everything is destroyed, it's horrible. And then your story would be completely different. You'd be like, I was there when the floodings in France happened back then, and it left such an impact on me. But because you didn't, in hindsight at least, it didn't seem like you were afraid of anything, right? You just, this is funny, haha, my grandfather was standing there naked, there's water everywhere, we had pizza. You didn't even realize the danger you were in necessarily because it was fun. Yeah. There were fun parts about it. Yeah. That's what I meant when I said, well, different upbringing. Like, the kids in Hinamizawa were like, well, it's a damn protest, that's just what we do, right?
Yeah, so but the kids saw the same thing. Like, they saw it as a game. Like, oh, how can we thwart the police now?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the one who gets to hit one with the most rocks wins. Like, you experience it completely different.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah, and I'm just confirming that again.
Isn't it fun when one of us has way more words about the same? Now you know what I feel like.
Why? It's completely fine to me.
Carry on. It's the big word again, watch out.
Uncle Yoshiro seemed exasperated.
I even warned you.
Yeah, but now because you warned me, I tripped over exasperated.
I tried to help you, it's not good. I don't try to help you, it's not good.
Uncle Yoshiro seemed exasperated at how difficult. Uncle Yoshiro seemed exasperated at how differently kids and adults treated the conflict. Oh yeah, there was that dismemberment murder, wasn't there?
That's a hard turn.
The one where that fucking jerk of a construction manager got split into pieces. They still haven't caught the culprit behind that, have they? It was me. Did they finally catch him?
Nah, come to think of it, I don't think they've caught him yet, no.
It happened on the night of Watanagashi, didn't it? I remember everyone making a fuss about it being Oyashiro-sama's curse. That was pretty scary for us kids.
Yeah, Oyashiro-sama's curse. That happened the year after too.
Oh, that's right. That was scary too, wasn't it? Who was it again? The guy who supported the dam died in an accident, right? Hojo, wasn't it? And it happened on the day of Watanagashi once again? Everyone went crazy saying it had to be a curse. That was horrifying. Definitely.
How about, before we carry on with this wonderful conversation that is now going to catch up everybody that hasn't played the previous chapters, I think, we are going to take a short break.
Sounds like a plan. BRB.
BRB.
It is cold. Shouldn't have left the room. I got goosebumps again, and it's not going away. Why is it so cold? And we're also back, by the way.
Cue the skin rubbing sounds. An itchy stream, if you not itchy, but rubbing for warmth. That sounds really awful.
It's not working. You ready?
Waiting for you.
The construction manager that everyone hated was killed and dismembered on the night of the Watanagashi festival. That incident on its own was more than intense enough for us kids.
Understandable.
Part of his body was never found, which made it almost a ghost story amongst us.
Among us?
We seriously believed that the severed right arm was roaming in search of the body it belonged to.
Severed.
That's what I said.
Severed. It just got more intense.
It didn't take long for the rumor of Oyashiro-sama's curse to become a topic of discussion among occult researchers and the like, considering the circumstantial factors. Even so, the rumors faded away after about a year.
And then it happened again. So dumb.
One murder isn't really enough, I want to say, to start that.
Yeah, just after it happens 3 times in a row now.
Well, then yeah, but this was after the first murder.
Fair enough.
Like, one murder where someone gets dismembered isn't really enough for people to go like, oh, mystery that I need to solve. As in ghosts, demons.
I seriously hope nobody goes, dead people, dismemberment, demons, ghosts.
I think you'd be surprised.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, isn't that a whole thing? Don't you have like all of these houses that get up in value because murders have taken place?
You're talking about scams.
Well,
whether it is places that up the rent or the price of a house or whatever because something bad has happened there, or the people that go, oh, I can hear the ghosts, I'm gonna investigate for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Basically. After the dam project was officially frozen, we held Watanagashi purely as a festival. But the curse struck again. The victim was a pro-dam activist who lived in Hinamizawa by the name of Hojo. He and his wife were on a trip when they fell from a cliff to their deaths. It was considered an accident. Technically, police were still searching for the wife's body. If I remember right, they never did find it, did they?
Now I remembered that I forgot something, but I now remembered. I can't seem to find a good position to sit today. That's not it. In chapter 4, Rika, in her seemingly momentarily possessed state, launched a cascade of information at Akasaka. Mm-hmm. First warning him that he should go to Tokyo right now, and then later on going, I know what's gonna happen, this person's gonna die the first year, then this person, and finally me.
She said her parents.
Yeah, but that's not the point. She's only described the people that died. She never once mentioned the people that got onikakushied, that got demoned away.
True.
So what if the big question of is it superhuman divine powers, mystical things, or is it somebody doing bad shit? The answer is yes to both.
As in?
As in both.
Yeah, but what's your reasoning behind it?
If the being demoned away was part of it, then why didn't Rika tell Akasaka about that?
Good question, because then the text would have been too long.
Really? I'm not even gonna look at her. She can see me on the screen. Tifa, really? In a visual novel that is like the length of twice the Bible or something like that? It's the 5 extra lines?
Well, but with a disappearance, it's not a confirmed murder. These were confirmed deaths.
Correct, that's where one is a murder and the other is a disappearance. And?
But the weird thing more about that bit is that she called out that her mother also got killed, but the body is missing. So technically the wife wife was always counted as demoned away.
This is not Rika's, this is Satoko's.
Satoko's.
Hojo.
Yeah, but wasn't Satoko's wife considered demoned away?
Satoko doesn't have a wife. Satoko is like 5.
Satoko's mother, you know what I'm saying here.
I don't even recall. I just find it weird that Rika didn't mention any of the people being spirited away.
Yeah, I mean, fair.
I did it. I killed them all. Well, everybody make your screenshots, send them to your local police department. We got them.
Completely out of context too. Only the I killed them all.
Just Photoshop for us.
Photoshop that above a different conversation.
Please don't, actually.
Technically, police were still searching for the wife's body. If I remember right, they never did find it, did they? Once again, the man most worthy of Oyashiro-sama's curse fell victim on the night of the Watanagashi festival. So the fuss over Oyashiro-sama's curse rose up again. Until then, Oyashiro-sama wasn't considered very important. At least in the world of us kids, it was just the name of the object of worship in the shrine, nothing more than that. I'd seen boys peeing on the archway, and I once stuck my hand into the offertory box.
I was doing quadruple takes with my eyes because I was thinking I'd seen boys peering into the arch. I was like, wait. Okay. It's all good. I'm protected by a redacted spy, so that I inherited duty. Doubt. Alright.
The existence of a god didn't matter much to us. But after 2 consecutive occurrences, the kids no longer doubted the existence of a curse.
Understandable.
We were all shaking in fear of Oyashiro-sama. Everybody suddenly became interested in the old stories about him too. We quietly listened to the musty old stories the elders had to tell. And we started generally believing in the tales of Oyashiro-sama's miracles, which any of us would have laughed away before. Oyashiro-sama's rules were awfully simple and clear.
Here we go.
Enemies treading into Hinamizawa will be cursed. Villagers leaving the village will be cursed. What defined the village was terribly vague. Were we?
It's super clear. It's just 2 things. Don't mess with us, don't leave. But where the village actually is... potato. Sorry.
Were we never allowed to leave Hinamizawa village? Was going to Okonomiya still safe? Was a single step enough to be out? Was a 3-day, 2-night hot springs trip still safe? We kids tried to draw a line. It was decided in the end that if you had a house in Hinamizawa or Okonomiya, you were safe. And it was okay to go on trips if you had a house in either area. I know it's weird, but those rules were made up by kids after all. According to those rules, I'd be cursed since I lived at a boarding school in such a remote area.
You could argue that's actually what happens in the story.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
With what happens during chapter 2.
But for a kid that doesn't have a choice and that is forced out of the village by the elders, would the curse not go to them?
Yeah.
Like how does Oyashiro-sama look at minors in this situation?
I'm getting a really dumb feeling. Wait, I didn't open OneNote yet. I need to do that real quick. I have a really dumb prediction. How do I word this? Today, 19th of January. So, Oyashiro-sama is actually real.
Okay.
But the rules are incredibly stupid. I'll just phrase it like this now, because I can't think of better words right now.
And that doesn't feel like a prediction after listening to this just now.
No, Oyashiro-sama is actually, in the confines of the story, is actually real. But the kids just pointed this out. How do these rules actually work? Enemies treading into Hinamizawa will be cursed. What does treading into Hinamizawa mean?
That's just walking into the city.
So if I drive through, I'm fine.
Well, no, not if you're an enemy. Just entering the city, you are cursed as an enemy.
No, treading. If I step foot into the village.
Yeah, but that's a figure of speech. Anyone would see that as entering the village.
That's not the question, Tifa. What is the exact defined rule by which Oyashiro-sama's curse gets triggered?
Oh, this is the most German conversation we're having, I think.
No, this is exactly what the kids were discussing too. Is it okay to go on a freaking vacation? And if so, how far can I remove myself from this place?
Yeah, but you don't need to define the rule that close when it comes to the enemy part. An enemy entering the city will be cursed.
Okay, then make it about the villagers leaving the village to be cursed. So, I am a citizen, a villager of Hinamizawa, and I have a rare form of cancer. And I get that news in the local hospital, in the area clinic, and it's horrible. And the area clinic tells me, there's good news though, Jack, because we caught it early, and this one is actually treatable. But to get it treated, you have to go to Tokyo, to a really big, prestigious hospital. They are the pioneers of the method of clearing that cancer out of your body. So I get into my car in Hinamizawa and I leave the village to get my treatment.
I like how he comes with this whole I'm about to die scenario when he could have gone with a 3-day, 2-night hot spring trip.
And then I come back and then my wife dies because Oyashiro-sama goes, that was a 6.5 hour drive. I only allow 6 hours and 29 minutes. Shouldn't have taken breaks.
Well, after enough deaths, you're gonna find out. And then you can define the rules better.
My next prediction.
How you do? No. Can we all agree that the prediction Oyashiro-sama is actually real, but the rules are incredibly stupid, does not count as a prediction? Like, I am against this one. If anything, the Oyashiro-sama is real, that is one thing. But Oyashiro-sama is real, and is spelled as race car backwards. I actually thought Ranger came in. But the rules are incredibly stupid. Like, what kind of a prediction is that? That does not count. I need a veto here, or a veto.
Yeah, I'm gonna think of better wording and then we can argue this again, but my point stands, and if I don't write this down, I'm gonna forget about it. My follow-up, because of what Tifa just said, the way to figure out the rules is to look at the circumstances of each death. Because of how stupid these rules are.
Well, that seems like one thing then, isn't it?
It also feels like the thing I would tell you if I was leading a cult. Like, if you make me angry, bad things will happen to you. But I'm not gonna tell you what things would make me angry. So that I always got the trump card somewhere in my imaginary sleeve, because this is a short sleeve shirt. So I can go, yeah, no, that made me mad, you're dead now. This is purified bullshit. I think this kids' conversation is deeper than it's seeming.
Yeah, it does seem very deep, especially for these kids to try to write down the rules to make sure they don't get cursed by Oyashiro-sama. But this phase is just about what you wrote down. It's like, yeah, the street light is red. I think it will turn green.
No, my prediction is that the street light is actually broken because a cute little blue-haired girl cut the cable to make the signal switch.
That would have been a better one than what you currently got.
For the third and last time. You're all free to be mad about this, but she isn't. I can't think of a better wording yet. I will change this later.
There is no better wording if that is the meaning behind it.
Cool, let's continue. Also, by the way, I accidentally skipped a line.
According to those rules, I'd be cursed since I lived at a boarding... No, you didn't. I've read that. Since I lived in a boarding school after all.
Right.
Some reason you can't scroll down.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh. According to those rules, I'd be cursed since I lived at a boarding school in such a remote area. I couldn't say it out loud because I felt embarrassed. But in fact, I was a little scared of the curse.
Why does the text now appear both in the log and on the screen already? I am being cursed.
Yeah, it's because of that prediction you wrote down.
So you're saying what I do in a completely unrelated thing affects the game?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is.
Do you know that prediction spelled backwards is race car? Yeah, it happened again the year after.
It sure is scary when it happens 2 years in a row. I still believe in Oyashiro-sama's power.
Shion-chan, what are you saying? Don't you know?
No. About what?
Oh, right. You went to that school before it happened. That's why you don't know.
Uncle Yoshiro grimaced as if he said too much. He read your prediction. As though he'd mentioned something I shouldn't know about. What is it? You can't leave me hanging like that.
Well, I think you're mature enough now.
Hey, if you think my body looks underdeveloped, you should see an eye doctor. Either that or you're a pedo. Wait, what? Did I miss a line?
No, you didn't.
It's I think you're mature enough now. Oh.
Yeah, it's a... Yeah, I don't know.
But then even the counter doesn't make sense because he just said that he thinks you're mature enough now if you want to bring it to her body.
I think you're mature enough leaves room for it not being the case.
Okay, fair, I guess.
Oh my god, imagine if it was like the super secret club, but you need at least F-cup boobs to get the information to get in. And there's like this bouncer outside with like a measuring tape or something. Because like, no, sorry, you're not getting in. Also, he's the kind of person that actually out loud says humph. Any more questions?
It's like a humph.
No, it's not in asterisks humph. It's
definitely
humph. Okay. I'll talk. It happened again in the year after that.
What happened? What are you talking about?
Humph.
I like how the heating also
yeah, the heat pipe.
That one probably wasn't picked up because it was kind of soft, but still. When I was very little, I always had this tick before I heard something bad. It was like a gnome who lived inside me was giving me a warning. Like he was poking me with a small needle. Now, when I felt this tick before my parents called me, they'd always either chide me or tell me something bad. So I used to run away when I felt it. But my senses seem to have grown dull over the years. Even though my gnome poked at me, I just sat there.
Usually when my gnome pokes at me, I try to rearrange how I sit. Just saying. Yeah, after the death of the Hojos, it happened again. Last year, in other words.
Did it happen on the day of Watanagashi? Again? 3 years in a row?
That's right. You know there's a shrine in Hinamizawa? The Furude shrine? The priest suddenly died on the night of the festival. They said that the cause of death was an unknown illness. The same night his wife threw herself into the swamp. There was a big uproar. The mayor even had to hold an emergency meeting. Dun dun dun. Who was next? Oh, Satoko's family again. That's when Satoshi disappears. Yeah.
No, but there was also a death.
Yes, the aunt.
Oh,
the aunt dies and Satoshi disappears.
Oh yeah.
Allegedly, Satoshi smashed her head on.
Fair enough.
With a bat.
I don't think the bit about the illness is true. But his death was very sudden. The priest was busy preparing for the festival and he'd gotten sick around that time. So I guess he died of a heart attack or something? But it's just crazy that somebody died on the day of Watanagashi again. No, the priest, it's Rika's.
Yes. Damn project worker. Satoko's mother and stepfather. Rika's parents And then again Satoko with her aunt dying. And then Tomitake.
It's the third time in a row. It's unbelievable that so many people have died on the exact same day. The coroner didn't find anything unusual about the cause of death, so nobody suspected that anything was wrong. But you're right that the whole situation is abnormal. Oh wait, I didn't even notice this is between Mion and Shion.
Yeah, which is fine because it's the same voice anyway.
Yeah. Only the people who were likely to be cursed died on the day of the festival. There must be something behind this. Whether it's a conspiracy or a curse, there has to be.
Also, what is Tomitake? Why does he die? How is he an enemy of Hinamizawa? He doesn't live there, so how is he treading on the Hinamizawans? I think that is the question we need to ask at this point.
At some point, that's for chapter 1. Actually, no, he dies in almost every chapter.
Also, this is more bullshit. Why is Reina not dead? I mean, she does die in one of the routes, I guess. The one where everybody does, or almost everybody does. But she has lived here. She left and came back.
Minor. Minor. Oyashiro-sama doesn't look at the minors. But we don't know how the process is. Maybe he just has a very long backlog and he needs to go through people one by one. Imagine
Oyashiro-sama like spiritually sitting there, hovering in his spirit form above the temple. Like, oh my god, they're all on my shit list. Where do I start? Like an evil Santa Claus, you know?
Yeah, basically. Like, you have to make a choice.
I only get 1 day a year, people. You're all shit. Oh my god, can you believe? Yamashiro over there? The other day, the tofu was sold out, so he drove to the next village. Idiot. He's gonna be next.
On the list.
And the list keeps rearranging permanently because everybody outdoes each other in the eyes of Oyashiro-sama.
Yeah, and that's when you get higher on the list.
Like, yeah. Imagine, you go do your grocery shoppings at a supermarket and you see your neighbor's car. But then you park next to them on the wrong side, which is technically further away from the shrine. So therefore you are higher on Oyashiro-sama's shit list. I hate curses like that. Make it clear. Sorry, I was ranting.
I decided to meet up with Mion at the library near the Okonomiya train station. It's not that I don't trust Mion, but I don't want to let her know where I live.
Fair enough.
Not many people use this library, so I won't see anyone from here. Yeah, maybe. Not many people use this.
The anger in her voice.
Not many people use this library, so I won't see anyone from Hinamizawa here. It's very convenient for meeting someone in secret. After we discussed my life plan and work schedule, we moved to small talk. I've been away from this town for years. Things have changed. I asked Mion about those changes in detail in order to fill in the gaps. While talking about various things, I brought up what Uncle Yoshiro had told me about Oyashiro-sama's curse. Even before I left town, the curse had already struck twice. The dismemberment murder on the first year left quite an impact. And the year after, the pro-dam activist couple fell off the cliff. On the day the villagers were enjoying their first Watanagashi festival since the dam project was indefinitely frozen. This one also left quite the impact.
Choice of words is very poor there. Come on. Really?
The evil construction site manager was punished, and the next year the traitor to the village met the same fate. If it had happened only once, people would have concluded that it was just a bizarre coincidence.
On the grind.
On the grind? You okay?
Legend has it, the holes are still there.
But when it happened 2 years in a row, people were far more likely to believe it was a curse. I know up to that part. And after I left town, the curse struck again for the third time. People talked about the curse more intensely than ever, both in Hinamizawa and Okonomiya. I have to rethink this. Oyashiro-sama's curse has drastically gained credibility while I was away. It was still unclear with the first two incidents. But after it continued for 3 years straight, people's doubts changed to conviction.
To what?
Convictions.
The music in the background is throwing me off because on one hand I love it, but I don't think we've heard this one before, have we?
Uncertain.
Mwah.
I don't think so. But I don't remember all of the background sounds.
Wow.
Even though the priest who died on the third year wasn't an enemy of the villagers, the fact that people in Hinamizawa didn't care for him much added even more credibility to the idea. Wasn't the priest hated by a few? Especially by the committee members? Yeah? They criticized him for being a fence-sitter. Towards the end of the dam conflict, the protesters were all taking aggressive stances. So they didn't like how soft he was being.
Imagine trying to find a non-forceful way to end this conflict. Not in my village.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
Use your bat.
We need some blood on the ground.
The priest had looked strict and scary. The way he spoke was always so formal. But in reality, he was very warm and reserved. Maybe it was because he was a son-in-law having married into his family. I'm sure the priest and his personality were the perfect fit for managing the shrine that was used for summer festivals and village meetings. But that gathering spot style atmosphere of the shrine changed completely when the dam war broke out and it became the headquarters for the Onikafuchi Guardians. Prior to the dam protests, hardly anyone worshipped Oyashiro-sama. Of course, the devout elders paid worship to him, but the average person treated our god like how you treat fortune-telling. Once the dam protests began, Oyashiro-sama was suddenly hauled out as the symbol of the village resistance.
Why is that?
To have God and enemy by your side. He is a protector of the village, why would you not?
Yeah, that seems to be the most logical explanation. Because if you want to go with the idea that Rika is the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama because she is the firstborn girl in 7 generations, then wouldn't the people that believe in all of this start being even more intense about their religious zeal after her birth? Like when she's born?
Only those that already believed and prayed, yes.
Yes.
The question is, what's the expectation of her?
Yeah, it seems like the Onikafuchi... Or maybe the reason is that they turned to Oyashiro-sama in the time of a village's need, and that didn't occur until the dam project happened.
I think they just needed a mascot. Tracing the Oyashiro-sama faith back to its roots. It was an exclusive, elitist faith that believed its members were descendant from a holy ancestor, different from the masses at the foot of the mountain, and that those tainted masses should never come near the village.
This also doesn't make... Wait. Okay.
I hear thinking.
No, that's the pipe.
Wheels are turning.
It's both. I'm trying to... The thing with the kids earlier discussing, are vacations okay? Like, that is still striking a chord with me. So, the people the ancient people of Hinamizawa did the yoinky sploinky with the demons. They became their children became half demons, half humans. And they believed themselves to be better than those of the surrounding villages, at least, because, I mean, look at me. But also the masses at the foot of a mountain. Hinamizawa village isn't on the mountain. It's in the valley, which is where everybody was dead after the gas eruption. Because, you know, the gas is heavier than air, so it swallows up the valley. So if the mountain folk believe the valley folk to be the problem, then that's effectively everybody.
I get what you're stuck on, but I want to say that might just be lost in translation.
It's
because we are on a mountain area.
It's about the localization of the issue. Like, where is the... If this was Fortnite, where's the playable area of Oyashiro-sama's curse? Like,
Of course, such self-centered ideology wasn't acceptable anymore in peaceful post-war Japan. So this doctrine was abandoned over time. Still, that idea remained, and they trudged it back up to defend the flames of nationalism and unite the town against the dam project. With the revival of those ideas, things only grew more radical by the day. Also, even if you're in a valley, there's still more people down below.
Yeah, but when they're at the foot of a mountain?
What if the valley can still go deeper? What if you have mountain, like a bit of valley, and then it goes even further down?
But that's not the case.
How do you know?
Oh, wait.
What if they're at the belly button of the mountain?
Yeah, fair. Yeah, no, I get it. I need answers.
I think it goes down and down.
Yeah. From the top where the shrine is and that sightseeing platform thing that Akasaka and Rika were standing on, you look down on the village, but you could argue that there's still part of a mountain because there's a part underneath that too, and that part is the foot of a mountain where the yummy snacky people run around.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
It didn't take very long for the Onigafuchi Guardians to become aggressive. After that, we were in a state of war. 100 million burning as one. Kill the white savages. Want naught but victory.
Whoa, where does the racism suddenly come from?
I thought it was Japan that wanted to build the dam.
Yeah.
Adults and kids both were gnawing at the bit, avid to repel the foreign invaders. Describing it like that makes it sound kind of awful, like a reminder of the dark times of wartime Japan. But like I said before, for us kids it felt less like a war and more like a village-wide festival.
Oh, was the lines from the war then?
I guess.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, but she is talking about the war.
Yeah.
It makes more sense, yeah. Yet, despite calling it a festival, the centers were treated coldly. Their heartlessness lived up to the expression wartime regime.
Funny how they talk about the centers and then they move over to the shot of the Teppei house.
The Hojo couple who voiced their acceptance of their dam project in the midst of that atmosphere were truly brave. Then, on the second year of the curse, they died in an accident. And everyone believed it was Oyashiro-sama's curse without question. So they were branded traitors and enemies of the village. The Hojo couple faced worse than just being ostracized as traitors. Everyone gave them the cold shoulder and talked behind their backs. The only person who didn't treat them badly was the priest.
And that's his mistake.
While the priest never objected to the anti-dam movement, he also never objected to the Hojo couple's advocacy for accepting the government's eviction and restitution to rebuild new lives. Those unforgivable Hojos became a slogan as the three families, especially the Sonozakis, united the village by turning them into scapegoats. So they must have found it very shameful to have a fellow member of the three families approve of that, Especially when it was the priest of the shrine that had become a symbol for the dam protests.
You know what I want to know at this point? What was the role of the Kimiyoshi family in all of this?
What was the Kimiyoshi family again?
So, first of all, sit like a human.
Your hand is cold, go away.
Let me get a mitt then, or gloves.
It's cold enough in here.
My hand is not cold, my hand is human temperature.
Look at this.
I'm just a cool guy, deal with it. The Kimiyoshis must have done something in all of this.
You know where the Kimiyoshis come?
The family of a mayor.
Oh yeah, okay.
One of the big three families. Also, now you can...
You moved me.
That's so sweet of you, thank you. I'm trying really hard. Kimiyoshi spelled backwards as race car.
Well, even then they didn't have a lot of power.
Why are they never brought up?
Because they don't matter that much.
It's not about how much they matter, they are part of this, they are one of the three families. How is it that we only ever hear about the Sonozaki family doing everything, because they are the biggest and most important, and they are the S group after all. And then you hear about the Furude family, and then they have a little bit. But the Kimiyoshi family, the only other one of the big three that's left, gets nothing except for that one chapter where the mayor died.
Because they don't really have a say.
Yeah, but then they have to be part of it still. Then they still have to go along with it, or they have to do something.
Yeah, they have gone along with it. Remember, the mayor was technically seen as the leader of the resistance? So he was part of it, they were against it.
He can't be part of resistance, else he'd be dead in every chapter.
Of the resistance against the dam. He was the leader of the Onikafuchi Guardians. Or seen as the leader.
No, that was clearly Oreo.
Yeah, clearly, but not on paper.
Oh, like that, yeah, okay.
You learned that in the previous chapter? That he was written down as the leader? Even though we all know the Sonozakis were behind it?
I understand the idea that you need somebody to go stand on the stage for you to do your bidding, but would you give that job to somebody that does nothing to contribute?
Isn't that quite a common thing in politics, royal families, that you have like a figurehead and there's someone pulling the strings?
Yeah, but how did that person earn that place?
By being born in the family.
I guess that's a move.
This is a generational thing. At some point the Sonozakis just grew bigger and took power. That's how I understand it so far. As central figures in Hinamizawa, the three families were the backbones of the Onikafuchi Guardians, so a difference of opinion was undesirable. And the priest was never accused of anything. But secretly, people whispered that he was a heretic, that he was unfit to serve as Oyashiro-sama's priest, that Oyashiro-sama's curse would soon strike him down, along with other rumors. Don't you think the priest was more mature than those around him? He was pretty cool, managing to keep his head and remain neutral while everyone around him grew fervent. I thought Mion would share my opinion when I chimed back in. So when Mion gave me a forced smile and didn't agree with me, I was taken by surprise. If he were really mature, I think he would have cooperated with the others. He should have appeased them. He wasn't just the head priest, he was also the head of the Furude family. That was a time when all of Hinamizawa needed to be united, so having one of the families, who are supposed to serve as examples, disturb that harmony was... I don't know if it should be called mature. It's hard for me to tell.
So the only one that would benefit from all of this happening is the Sonozaki family, isn't it?
What do you mean, all of this happening?
The murder's happening.
Because it puts everyone on their side?
It puts everyone at alert. Yeah.
Well, it's a warning, or you can consider it a warning to everyone who does not have the village at heart.
Yeah, but yes, and then at the same time everybody treats Oreo like she's the god empress of Hinamizawa. Therefore, any slight against the Sonozakis would be a slight against her, would be a slight against Oyashiro-sama.
Seems handy.
If we learn, I swear to everything, if we learn at the end that Oreo Sonozaki is somehow in Japanese an anagram for Oyashiro-sama, and that it's all been her, always has been her, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I don't think the Sonozakis are actually involved in the murders.
Oh, do you think it could be a situation where every one of the three families thinks it's one of them, but it's not any of them? Like Oreo just says a wish, and then she thinks stuff will happen, and maybe that aligns with Oyashiro-sama, and then it happens, and so she thinks like, oh yeah, my son-in-law, the Yakuza guy, he must have done it. Cool. So the Furude and the Kimiyoshis think like, yeah, the Sonozakis did this. Meanwhile, Yakuza guys like, I didn't do shit. Must have been the Furudes. The Furudes meanwhile go, yeah, I mean, must have been Kimiyoshi or Sonozaki, I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like too easy to put it on the Sonozakis at the end of this all. Actually, you can write that down. I think the Sonozakis have nothing to do with the murders.
You sure about that?
It seems too obvious.
Nothing to do with the Watanagashi murders.
Yeah. Even though Rika is able to say all of them.
Who can save who? What?
Even though Rika was able to say all of them, as in name all the murders, I don't think the Sonozakis planned them. But I also don't know what the answer would be then.
This is also a stretch, and I have nothing to back that up, but what if Rika was just being her usual cute self, chilling out in the main house of the Sonozakis, and she heard Oreo talk about the plan?
Could be, but would she then really keep silent about her own death too?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. It's a weird setting after all.
Yeah. Respect your elders. Being reminded of all of this stuff happening just makes me feel so completely confused again. Been a while since I had that.
I was taken aback. I barely managed to say the following.
Nice.
Even though we're identical twins, we still had our own unique identities. Every now and then our opinions differed, but usually only over some trivial matter. We've never had a difference of opinion this big.
And that's where a rift happens, and it's only getting wider.
It wasn't an enjoyable feeling. I decided to probe her some more. This is unpleasant. Give me more.
Trust me, this is the moment when it happens.
Makes sense. I don't really like the word you used, appease. What are you trying to say? Are you saying the priest should have thought of the village as a whole and kept his opinions a secret? Meaning people shouldn't assert the self before the whole? I'm not going that far. It's just, I thought that as a member of the three families, he should have acted more carefully. That's what I mean. Mion faltered a bit as my tone grew more like cross-examination. I realized I was speaking a bit too harshly. What Mion expressed was probably the more mature opinion on our skill. When everyone needs to work together to stand up to a vast enemy like the government, people should refrain from actions that would destabilize that alliance.
Fair enough, I guess.
Do get that, because you want a
united front.
And with that you're creating cracks in the middle.
Yeah, there cannot be dissent because there's strength in numbers, and the moment the group splinters off into even just one crack in the group might cause it to splinter off, and then once that happens once, there's precedent, and then it can happen again and again and again.
Yep.
And in the end you have 16 different groups, maybe 14 of those are against the dam, 2 are pro, and then suddenly it becomes a civil war of infighting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Writing it out and reading it now, I can understand that.
Okay.
So the narration is basically what they're reading, or at least she's reading it now.
I don't know.
So she wrote down everything that has happened and is now recalling
She is
it.
keeping a diary, I guess. That makes sense.
I feel like that was important.
One sufficiently big crack is indistinguishable from treason. Yeah. And especially if the stakes, if the perceived stakes are so high that the slightest amount of aggravation in your head might trigger the big thing happening, anything becomes punishable. Thought crimes, if you will.
Well, it's either you're with me or against me.
Yeah. Yes, exactly that. It's like, I didn't like the way you looked when I brought forth my proposition the other day at the meeting. You're my enemy. Yeah.
I'm still a bit stuck on the writing this out and reading it now. Like, this is a flashback.
All of this is, yeah.
I'll just remember that.
Or maybe she is currently writing it in her diary and then reacting to her writing this because she was like in a flow state where she was just writing, not thinking.
But I wasn't mature enough to agree to such a totalitarian idea. Or maybe it wasn't me at all. It was Mion who'd made that mature judgment. We've been separated for over a year. I've been away from the town. In the meantime, Mion has been training to take over the headship of the Sonozaki family. She's been treated as such even before I was confined to that institution. She sat next to the hag in ceremonies and in meetings. She took her place when the hag was absent. But that was just it. We were never that different.
You are now.
Mion has become very like a successor since I've been gone. You sound like a grown-up now. She seemed to get what I was implying. And on the other hand, don't forget, she's been gone for 2 years, basically. Or a bit over a year.
Almost 2.
Like, her influence on her sister has also, and on each other, has also been gone during that time.
Yeah, plus Mion is actively being groomed into the position of heiress to the Sonozaki family.
Yeah.
That's not a passive thing. Like, I want to say, even just being in these meetings as a passive observer will have an effect on you after a bit, depending on how likely you are to succumb to these things.
Well, from that age, definitely.
100% if you're raised with it too. But if she seems to knowingly go in there with the purpose of soaking all of us up to learn, to take over at some point. So yeah, I'm not shocked.
Am I thinking like Granny now? But that's good. You're the successor. You shouldn't think like the rest. You've definitely learned the art of ruling. I never learned anything like that. I'm just trying to act like her.
Same thing.
You can do it easily too. I don't want to. It's your role. Well, don't try too hard or you'll tire yourself out. I didn't mean to be cold, but Mion seemed to take it that way. She smiled as if trying to pacify me. I smiled gently back at her. Sis? I mean, Mion? What? What is it? Our separation has always been tough. Our names, the place where we live, and our bodies. Mion looked down with a serious face, but then looked right back up.
Our bodies?
Yeah, I was hoping the pressing A would give an answer, but doesn't seem that was a thing. Maybe you think I'm jealous of that, but I'm not. We used to have some disagreements, but they were always small and forgettable. You don't have to feel sorry for anything. Up until birth, we were perfectly equal. Right after birth, we were separated by the grown-ups' priorities. I used to get mad about it when I was little. There's no denying that. But we don't have to start a disagreement over it. Mian seems to understand what I'm trying to say. We each have our own characteristics. We each have our own characteristics, even though we're identical twins. Only we know the differences. We're also dependent on each other because of them. Mian seems more dependent. She always worries about me. If somebody gave her a cookie, she'd divide it in two and give one half to me.
That's really adorable, actually.
That is sweet. If somebody gave her a candy, she'd wait until I said it was okay to eat it. On the contrary, I'm cold. I don't care about others if I'm satisfied. I'd put the candy in my mouth right away. I have to emphasize that I don't hate her. And I'm well aware that she loves me. We both know that. Mian must have been hesitating to put the candy of the successor in her mouth and was waiting to see if I was okay with that. That's deep.
Suddenly, Mian jump scare. Okay.
Do your best, Mian. I'll do my best as Shion, too. I tapped her forehead with my fist lightly. As if trying to feel the warmth.
No, you skipped the entire first part of a sentence.
Oh, I thought the line added. Mian put her forehead against my fist as if trying to feel the warmth. She's Mian. And I'm Shion. She's the successor of the Sonozaki family. And I'm just a vagabond.
Can you not Dutch suddenly?
Oh, how do you pronounce that in English?
Vagabond.
Vagabond? Says it wasn't fully Dutch. Fully Dutch would be vagabond. Vagabond. That doesn't even sound like a word. That isn't a distinction, but rather our individuality. We shouldn't worry too much about the other anymore. We should feel relaxed, living as who we are, with our own characteristics. There we go again. I didn't have to say any of that out loud. We can communicate by touch, just like this. Oh, you want to end stream? Okay.
What? No, I want you to learn how to pronounce the word characteristics.
Okay. Thanks, Shion. No worries, Mian. Let's talk to each other whenever we want to. Like we've always been. That will never change, okay? Okay. Okay. Mian kept nodding with her forehead against my fist. Oh, it's still there. Seems weird.
I really think they start trading places. Like, what's with that line? Our bodies too. Like,
yeah, I don't fully get that one yet either, but I think in chapter 2 it's already clear that they sometimes pretend to be the other.
Yeah, I mean, they say that, they make fun of the fact that they could, and right near the end too, they're like, well, maybe it was my sister pretending to be me coming to your house.
I don't think they will when it comes to actual family things.
Yes,
like
they will.
I don't think Mian will skip out on that. But when it comes to daily life things, probably.
Not sure.
I said goodbye to Mian before it turned to evening. We had talked about the things that happened during my time away, and I enjoyed having that chat between sisters very much. We were able to dissolve our unsettled emotions. We didn't used to do that. Maybe it's because we hadn't seen each other for over a year. Whew. It was late afternoon. My heart felt lighter now. I stretched and looked up at the sky. The sky was clear, blue, and far away. No matter how tall I grow, I'll never be able to touch that sky. I wonder though, starting when is it sky? Like if you put your hand up, technically you're already touching the sky. Like where does sky begin?
For the sake of Oyashiro-sama not striking us down, I'd rather not discuss this to give him any ideas. Because if you can touch the sky, you are too far away from Hinamizawa. So don't. But again, Hinamizawa's on a mountain, so maybe that's okay. So Oyashiro-sama only sees the world as a two-dimensional plane. Height doesn't matter. So if I build a tower in Hinamizawa, if you're still above the village, you should be fine. Yeah, what about underneath? Does it always go down? Does it also go downwards? If I dig a hole, that must be the case, otherwise the king dungeon wouldn't be in the ground.
Yeah, but that's not that deep down that it reaches the foot.
Yeah, I don't know where the foot of the heart of a mountain is. Like the king dungeon was really low because remember they also were on like the police went in there and then they found the corpse of Mion who had fallen into a well.
But not low enough yet.
He doesn't check for the z-axis, exactly. Oyashiro-sama was bad at geometry and stuff.
Are you gonna do that, no? Wait, Oyashiro-sama is actually real, but the rules are incredibly stupid, such as he doesn't check for the ZE or ZE for the Z-axis.
Yeah.
That's how you're gonna rewrite it, isn't it? That's my prediction.
Fuck you, I'm doing it. Like he doesn't check.
He's actually adding it.
Yeah, you made me. Hell no.
I'm Shion Sonozaki, a girl who escaped from the life she was forced to live. Nobody will praise me for what I did and for what I'm going to do. But this is what I choose. For what she's going to do.
Also, I understand you have an issue with 1 or 2 O's, but this is chose, not choose, and I think there's a big difference.
I think you're complaining a lot. Are you jealous, Mr. X-main character Kun?
At least this X-main character knows the difference between choose and chose.
It's the same thing in the end.
And he knows what a characteristic is, or a conglomerate.
I think I trip over my words a whole lot less than you did.
I would say we're both shit sometimes.
You just a bit more. Bitch.
What did I do to deserve that? I've been nothing but supportive the entire time, all the way through.
Haha. I can think maturely too. I psyched myself up. Honestly. Oh, that wasn't too bad.
That was actually pretty good.
I was gonna say, you're gonna call it sick tomorrow too?
Yes. That was so good it became bad.
Sorry, Psycho.
Because everybody knows, sometimes you psych yourself up, but you do it dishonestly, like you don't fully believe it, and then it's not the same thing. I give you an 8 out of 10, it would have been a 10 out of 10 if you also somehow worked in the underscore. Challenge accepted.
I would have made it weird.
Yes, that's the challenge.
I'll think about it. I should go shopping for dinner. Though I have Kasai's help, I need to save money. I love junk food, but it'd be cheaper to cook. Ironically, the culinary classes from that evil school will come in handy. Why not go to the shopping district in Kamiishiki? If I'm going there, then I'd need to take the other street. The cool breeze in the late afternoon felt nice on my skin. Did the gas leak already happen?
Yeah, I farted through my mouth.
It's a bit too early.
Do you see what I'm dealing with? Why are you like this? What did I do? She's only petting me because my hair is really soft.
Yes, it is.
Carry on. No.
Kasa came to the door while I was putting stuff I bought into the fridge. Oh, wait a sec. I'm coming. Aww.
The bear is cute. The bunny is cute. The fish doormat thing. Oh my god, it's adorable.
That's really cute. Also, what's like the Super Brain First Life?
Maybe a band? Also, what's the pink thing on the coat hanger?
A wasknijper.
What? I told you to not Dutch all over me.
You know when...
Eine Wäscheklammer. A laundry clip thing.
That.
Yeah. Why does it in Dutch sound like an insect? Oh nee, een wasknijper!
Well, it makes sense because it's a laundry pincher.
Am I now a laundry clip?
I can't think of the laundry clip, yeah. Couldn't think of the word.
Did you go grocery shopping? You must be tired.
I don't get tired from grocery shopping.
I do.
Oh, do you want dinner? I bought enough for you too.
Is that alright? If you say so, I'd be happy to.
Kasa looked curious about what I'd cook. You don't look like you believe in my cooking skills. You'll pay for that later.
Also, I'm sorry, but it's humph.
It is not humph.
It's a Sonozaki family thing. That's how you can tell them apart.
Oh, but when I say ooch.
That's disgusting. You leave that attitude out the door. Are you putting these in the refrigerator? I'll do it. Who says refrigerator? Just say fridge, dude.
Oh, thanks. Is this amount of rice enough for two? Here I go. Kasai skillfully packed food in the fridge while glancing at each item in turn. He noticed something.
Shion-san, do you still hate canned food?
I hadn't bought any. That was, of course, on purpose.
Must be hard to avoid it.
I know it's illogical. Maybe I could eat it if somebody forced me to. No, on second thought, I definitely couldn't.
I feel really sorry. I know I was out of line then. Please forget about that story.
Ah, shut up. Men shouldn't hang around in the kitchen. Go watch TV or something. Kasai chuckled and left.
What story? Did I miss something?
No, I think we're still gonna learn. I know this sounds stupid, but I hate canned food.
I have a feeling we're gonna get there now. Okay.
Imagine pressing A. If somebody told me there was canned food in a meal I just ate, I'd throw up.
It's gonna be about that horror story of how one time in Japan they canned human meat.
Oh. Do you think that's connected?
If it's for consumption, it's human meat, not human flesh, right? Yeah, as long as it's living, it's flesh. Once you prepare it, it's meat.
It started with a silly thing. Kasai told me a horror story when I was little. Yeah, you got it, I think. You know, one of those urban legends about meat made from an unknown source? Like those rumors about how there's warm meat mixed into burger patties or dog meat in beef bowls? Kasai had fun telling me one of those stories because of how scared I got. We had fun, but I obviously didn't. I even started to cry in the canned food section of a supermarket. That's how much I hated it. I don't freak out like that anymore, but I still don't like canned food.
I have a similar story.
About canned food?
No, about being told a story as a kid about food. As a kid, we spent surprising little amount with friends of my parents. Now that I think about it, but once we helped them move. There's one couple that they knew, and we went over there. We helped renovate the apartment a little bit, as much as we could. And in the evening or the afternoon, we did like a barbecue kind of thing. You know, everybody needs to eat, and as a thank you, they did this. And there was a piece of meat on the guy's plate that I had never seen before. So me being like 4 or something like this, I asked, "What's that?" And when he goes, it was like a pink stripe kind of thing.
Pink stripe?
Yeah. And he's like, "It's an alligator's tongue. I killed it myself. I wrestled it out of his mouth and I cut it off, and when he took a piece out of it and then he ate it." I was like, "Yeah." I ran to my dad, hiding it, and I'm like, "Oh, alligator, crocodile, whatever it was." And it wasn't until I never thought about it too much. I just accepted that fact. Until years later, my dad told me it was just a piece of bacon.
Oh.
Like thick cut bacon. And I was so I must have been like 12 at that point already.
Never ate bacon again.
No, I did. But I was so mad about that. Like, how dare he lie to me 8 years ago about that?
Gotta hold grudges.
Yeah, it's not human meat, but you know, that's my very low stakes story.
Since I don't like it, I don't force myself, and I now live my life naturally avoiding canned food.
It's not the worst life.
One of the big differences between us twins is that Mion doesn't have this issue. Kasai feels responsible for this, but he can't rid me of that fear. Still, a flaw like this is actually a good thing, otherwise I'd be too perfect.
Did canned food ever come up in chapter 2? Trying to think.
I don't even remember when the meat stuff came up. In which chapter? Could have been 2.
Chapter 2, one of the dirty secrets of the Sonozaki family, because Mion and Shmion's grandfather was involved.
Oh, well, there you have it then.
Or Orio's dad? One of their ancestors.
Well, then you answered your question.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yes, you're right. But was there ever a scene in chapter 2 where Shmion consumed canned food?
No.
Okay. So we couldn't know retroactively if the person posing as Mion was actually Mion or Shion.
So I surely wouldn't eat it if she knows it's canned food.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Kasai, set the table, would you?
It smells good. Thank you for doing this.
If this isn't enough food, you can go to a beef bowl place later or something. And don't turn off the TV. I hate having dinner in silence.
Same. Thank you for the meal.
So, what is it, Kasai? You came here for something, didn't you? I handed him a cup of tea. I could wait until dinner was over, but I wanted to get to the point quick.
I thought I should wait until we finished, but would you mind if I talked while eating?
Should we save here?
No. No.
This could be a long
We should
story.
get to the point.
Fine, can give it a moment. It's been bugging me since you got here. It'd be much easier for me to eat if you started talking now.
We received a phone call from the school today.
Today? That's late. Sounds like they didn't want to make it public. So, what happened?
Akane-san took the call. She said she was going to tell your father when the time was right.
Akane-san is my mom. That's what Kasai calls her, as he's known her since before her marriage.
This is the first time she's ever been addressed.
By name, yes.
Yeah, also that she's alive. I always just somehow assumed that she is dead.
No, they spoke about her earlier in this chapter too.
Yeah, that Kasai stuck around with her dad because they were like a love triangle kind of thing. But the mother is never brought up again. I just assumed she passed away at some point.
Fair enough. So, what did she say? I was lucky she answered the phone, since she's relatively on my side.
Never been calling you a brat. She didn't seem surprised by this outcome.
I see. So she hasn't told Dad yet?
She's probably waiting for the right moment. I think she's going to in a couple of days.
Dad is on Grandma's side, so he'll definitely talk to her if he hears about it. Then she'll have her men bring me to her. And depending on my explanation, make me offer a finger or two. Scary.
I wish you could laugh it off, but please remember you're not the only one who... Ouch.
You're eating too fast. Oh, I cooked too much rice and miso soup, so you'll have to have another round. At least 3 helpings, alright? A few days later, Mion told me that the hag had heard about my escape. So? How did she take it? She was furious. She said that if you were in Okonomiya, she'd get you right away. Scary. And? Is Dad doing anything? They'll hold a family council soon to see if any of the family members are hiding you. It doesn't look like she'll have the greenhorn search for you all over town, though. Holding a family council means that things will remain in the hag's hands alone.
Why even call it a family council if it's more like a... I don't
Oreo
know.
council.
like a team meeting. You know, like, I have important information for you all to listen to.
She won't search the town for me. It's like she's unofficially approving my presence. Of course, I'll get caught immediately if they find me in a larger public place. Seems like Mom did a lot to help me. I can tell she's being supportive. It's a long story, but my mom is sort of an outlaw, even though she's of the Sonozaki bloodline. A long time ago, she had a huge fight with the hag because she hated the family rules and traditions. She was even excommunicated.
Oh, okay.
That's why she's never mentioned. My mom was supposed to be the successor, but she was deprived of the title and Sis took her place instead.
How is she not dead?
While she's quiet now, Mom's still an outlaw.
How is she not dead yet?
She's always been on my side, because I also hate rules and traditions. Because I think it looks bad to kill one of your own family members.
No, Oyashiro-sama doesn't care about family affiliations, does he? Why would he?
Oh, you mean like that? Well, she's not an enemy to the village yet. Just because she had a fight with the hag.
You are against my traditions. I am the village, therefore you are against Hinamizawa.
Yeah, but Oyashiro-sama decides that, not the hag. Dad was flaring up at first, but Mom pacified him. He can't win against her, after all. Okay, thanks. Let me know if something comes up. If things really go bad, I'm ready to leave town. I can't let Kasai, Uncle Yoshiro, or Mom lose face. Sis, I know what you're thinking. You're asking yourself why only I have to go through this, even though we're twins, aren't you? Mion was silent, and that meant yes. It isn't fair that only you have to live like this.
That's why they start swapping places. Watch out. This is where the idea is born.
It's absolutely not. Thanks. I appreciate your feelings. Tell me when you want to go out. I'll arrange my plans so that I can trade places with you. She sounded apologetic. I shouldn't go quiet or agree with her. She sticks to things a little too much. Once she goes down, she'll stay there for a while. So I just told her simply, thanks. That's really nice of you. Okay, I'm hanging up now. Talk to you later.
It's gonna happen, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I agree that they will change places. I just don't think that Shion will take a seat at the family...
Yeah, pretending to be Mion.
Nah.
100%. Also, if I was Oreo and I had a troublemaker like Shion, who is a twin of my beloved Mion, and apparently Mion has that tattoo on her that marks her as the demon, assuming that it's like on her back or something, the moment she comes inside, I would always force her to wear something so that I can see that.
Nah, then you need some trust for your successor.
Trust is good. Trust and control are better.
I see what you're trying to say, but let's still quickly do the tip.
Oh, Jack, why don't we end the stream here? Oh, let's do the tip.
Yeah, but it's only one tip anyway.
A smudged diary. It's from Satoshi. Has to be.
Yeah, at least this image was used.
No,
before?
the text.
Oh, I thought you meant that they were there, based on the image. Because this was the image that they used when Keiichi went into Satoko's house.
No. Satoko was crying while hiding behind my back. She's been crying while clinging on to me, so my back was wet with her tears and snot. My aunt had been screaming hysterically, but she looked tired now. I suddenly realized that it was already past 1 in the morning. She vomited out a series of screams one last time and finally called it quits. Satoko seemed exhausted. She was looking down in a state of shock. Even after my aunt walked away, she didn't realize she had been freed. So I stroked her head and told her, "It's over, Satoko." Satoko twitched. Her eyes grew bright again and tears rolled down her cheeks. She looked up at my face. She knew it was over, but wanted to hear it directly from me. She begged me with a look. To be honest, I was really exhausted too, so I felt a bit annoyed when she tried to make me say it. But I needed to pacify her, so I gently told her what she wanted to hear. She's done with her scolding, so let's go to sleep, alright? Satoko clung to me while her tears continued to fall. She was crying again silently. Satoko was shivering pitifully. Her small back reminded me that there was nobody else to protect her. Here, go brush your teeth, make your bed, and go to sleep. Satoko smiled faintly and nodded. I felt dizzy. As I was released from the strain, a harsh drowsiness fell upon me. While Satoko was washing her face, I went to the toilet. I zoned out while watching my pee. In my dizziness, I almost missed the shot. I hate it when it happens. I felt like I was being sucked into the toilet. I couldn't even remember what caused it. Why did my aunt start screaming today? Alright. We are speed, Tifa.
Well, the chapters are relatively short this time.
Also, in the previous chapters, didn't they call them episodes at first? Because now we have chapter 2 of chapter 5. Like chapterception.
Now we finally got used to it, and it's been ruined.
After working for half a year to remind myself to use the word episodes, they started calling them chapters.
Yep.
You good?
I am good.
Have you considered sitting like a human?
No, I have
without
not.
being prompted to do so?
I have not.
Chapter 2 of episode 5 of Arc 2.
That rolls off the tongue.
Yes, it's just... That's so easy.
Well, we're getting somewhere. How long is this chapter?
Hella long, if the achievements are any indication. We have unlocked 2 out of 16.
Okay.
Assuming 1 is to read all the tips and 1 is the after credit, the all cast review thing. 14 chapters.
Okay.
Sorry, 14 chapters. Episodes.
Not too bad. I will assume some might be a bit longer than the others.
I would think so.
So far, I like it.
Do you think in chapter 5 we are also going to see the relationship between Shion and Satoshi? Satoshi has just been name dropped in the tip.
That is true, but I don't think we'll see a lot of that in here.
Why not? It's been hinted at before.
Yeah, but more towards as a joke. I'm not sure how...
I did not once take that as a joke when Irie went like, oh, you had feelings for each other.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how important that is to know here. But it's still hard to say what they will focus on in this chapter. Because right now, I'm not sure towards which answer we're rolling to.
Yeah, but I guess the question is also how much does this cover, because it starts a year before Keiichi shows up.
Yeah. So what is it going to establish?
Yeah.
Still hard to say. I'm not sure where we're heading.
And what answers could we get out of it?
More questions, still no answers yet, except that Oyashiro-sama is real and with ridiculous rules and does not look for the, the Z-axis.
Oyashiro-sama is actually real, but the rules are incredibly stupid, like he doesn't check for the Z-axis. That's what I wrote down. Fine, then help me rephrase this so that it makes sense, but you understand what I mean, right?
No. The only thing that I can think of on how to write it is that the rules of how Oyashiro-sama picks someone to kill is unclear. Which is that is not a prediction, that is what we already know. Because we don't know how Oyashiro-sama picks his...
No, we don't know that Oyashiro-sama is real.
No, that is true. We don't know that Oyashiro-sama is real, but we don't know how the victims are being picked. Why not just leave your prediction that Oyashiro-sama is real? But that is one thing. Is Oyashiro-sama its own entity? Or is Oyashiro-sama could be a reincarnation like in Rika? I would like to know that for this prediction.
What?
And I would like to know that in there. Is Oyashiro-sama its own entity? Or is Oyashiro-sama existing in Rika, for example?
No, its own entity.
Okay. So you don't believe Rika is an actual incarnation of Oyashiro-sama? Because you can't have both.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, he's just writing. We're going again. Everyone is Oyashiro-sama and one of them is going to be correct.
I believe that Oyashiro-sama can possess somebody.
Okay, so everyone can be Oyashiro-sama if Oyashiro-sama...
Oyashiro-sama can possess anybody.
I'll take that.
Both things can be true. Oyashiro-sama being brought back into the world through being reincarnated in Rika. But now that he's here, he can possess other people.
He's putting himself up so that he can have all of the predictions.
No. I didn't write that down. You see my hands, my arms, I didn't type.
No, okay, but I see what you're trying to say. Oyashiro-sama is its own entity and can possess several people. So it's not like just Rika as a reincarnation and that's where it stays.
Yes. Or, otherwise, I guess, we need to, again, deal with the issue that a lot of the people in Hinamizawa, a lot of Keiichi's friends, need a lot of therapy.
Well, I think that's clear already.
Yeah, but what caused Reina's meltdown at school back then?
For some reason you're really stuck on that in this chapter.
I've been stuck on that forever because chronologically I believe that to be the first instance.
Oh, that is actually, now that I'm saying you're stuck on that, that could actually be something we answer because she moved to Hinamizawa a year before Keiichi transferred.
Oh, so we might see that in chapter 5.
So we might actually go into Reina moving to town.
I doubt it.
Because this is now a year before.
I doubt it.
What?
Unless Shion poses as Mion and goes to school in Hinamizawa and meets her. Other than that happening, I would imagine it's more like a, oh yeah, we got this new girl that transferred into our class. Her name is Reina Ryugu.
Nah, time-wise, it makes too much sense.
Yes, it does, but why would Shion ever interact with her? She doesn't go to the school, so
it would... Who says we only stick to Shion?
Me.
And who says we might not just learn through it by Shion talking to Mion about this?
I don't know.
No one says how the answers will be given. They could just give it to you like a, oh, by the way.
Potentially. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Well,
and I don't like it.
You know where I also don't know what's happening?
When I don't immediately answer, that's...
Yeah, but you did the...
Sorry, but I was inhaling. My body requires oxygen to function.
Lorelei and her laser eyes, which is coincidentally what Skinner is playing.
Smooth.
Couldn't think of the word coincidentally.
That's very characteristic of you.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm. Maybe we should form some type of conglomerate for that.
Go start a raid.
I need to find Skinner first of all.
What date is it? 19th.
Today is 19 January.
What did we say we're playing on Tuesday?
We didn't yet, because we also didn't discuss it yet.
Okay.
We said we would most likely do more Higurashi because technically we would start Shenmue 2 next week, but we were not going to do this because the week after this coming one you aren't gonna be around most of the week because of your work stuff.
True.
I remember. I was here.
I remember. Yep.
Do we also need to not reintroduce? Do we need to introduce recaps for Tifa? Maybe. But what needs no introduction is Skinner, who killed everybody, as per his own words earlier. If you want to find out about the excellence that is his killings, sorry, now I've got my mind stuck in that corner. If you cannot stick around for the raid, please check out Skinner whenever it's convenient for you. Tifa, do you still have any?
We are not doing this.
Stop.
You need, I'm waiting for the bar to be done. You need to get out of the...
That's got nothing to do with it.
Oh.
I love the energy you have today, Tifa. As much as I would love all of you to enjoy Skinner and Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, I only realized that the other day when Groundhog was around for the raid. If you're photosensitive, please don't join the raid. It's not gonna be good for you. There's tons of flashing, there's tons of flickering, there's tons of graphical artifacts, which is a charm of a game. It gives it a unique sense, but if that is something that you need to avoid, stay where you are.
You've given that warning every time.
Have I?
Yeah.
Good. Then I'm smarter than I thought. Now you may press the button. Thank you everybody for clearing chapter 2 of chapter 5 of us. We're back on Tuesday with We Will See Then. Stick around for it if you can. Bye!